Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Hello. This is your Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan program. We hope that you will find our presentation precise, joke heavy, and just right. Thanks.
Welcome to the Friday free show of A Mediocre Time.
Hey, everybody. It is another A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
There's no Sam here. There's no Sam.
Yeah.
Where's Sam?
Seth's here. How you doing, Seth?
I'm good. How are you guys?
So,
Seth Petrozelli on the news, playing the part of, I guess, Sam, is and wearing EJ's red shirt. Apparently, every guest we have in here has to wear a bright red polo shirt. It is our friend from Remy's Round Table. It is our friend Remy. But no Sam. I'll point at no Sam.
well, I knew Sam was going to be out today because her husband Travis having a minor surgery.
Having a thing, yeah.
And she's got to take him to the doctor
Taking
and all
care
that.
of her baby.
It's fine.
Taking
I don't
care of
want
her
to freak
baby.
anybody
No,
out.
nothing,
He's fine.
It's all good stuff. But he's
But,
taking care of her baby.
So I had no idea that Remy was filling in for Sam today
until
until he showed up.
I had rumblings of it, but again, I will say I thought it was how you say a joke.
At this point, I think. I mean, what is Sam? She's bullying me. Like she.
I mean, for me,
I've done nothing to her. All I've done is support her show and listen.
If
and
I agree,
know
you've never
of things.
listened to her. If I agreed with you, it would be as if the two bosses were like dogpiling. So I'm gonna leave it out there to say that she could have left no one in her seat. She
at
could
this
have
point,
just. She
it's
could
a
have
direct
just
attack.
gone. Oh wow!
It's
wow.
shots fired.
Yeah, really. It's as if she floated a big balloon over you for days. It's as disrespectful as the Chinese balloon.
Thanks for coming in,
Yeah,
Remy.
Remy, thanks for being here, buddy.
Yeah.
What do you? Oh my God, you're drinking one of Tom's Diet Cokes. Oh, off to a bad start.
All right, I'm leaving. All right, peace
No,
out,
you're
guys.
not supposed to leave. Just don't drink his Diet Cokes. He needs them.
Did you ask?
I
was asked for it.
Yeah,
It's
you do always
fine.
ask.
It's fine.
I don't take anything because it's
I
all garbage.
did say
but-
make yourself at home, but just not the Diet Cokes, buddy. Not the Diet Cokes.
We're gonna. Can you read some emails later, Remy?
Yeah,
We gotta- okay.
yeah, I got them right here for you guys.
He's
got 'em written out.
We'll get to that.
Working out. Working out pretty good.
Sam, I hope.
It does feel odd, right?
Don't worry, I'm not gonna mess it up or I'm not gonna f it up or anything for Sam.
You
so.
can say fuck it up. This is the uncensored show.
Oh, it's uncensored. Oh,
This is
good.
the uncensored.
Yeah.
Remy's never listened to this, by the way. He only
Remy,
listens
let
to
your
radio.
hair down. Let
He
your hair
only
down a
listens
little.
to radio.
Yeah, he does
All
only
right.
listen to radio.
How you doing,
We've
Seth?
had multiple events. Remy's never been to one, but he'll go to a real radio event. I'll tell you that. He'll be out there.
He's a radio guy.
Okay, he's a radio guy. We were radio guys once.
I think this is
how
radio
dare
still. I always they're like, what do you do on Friday? I go to the radio on Friday sometimes.
Oh my God, we're surrounded by nothing but incompetence.
So, Seth, how you doing?
I'm doing good. What the?
Okay,
fuck?
Can I be honest with you? It's darker than it usually is. It's darker. It's dark. It's like
It does.
I've been putting
I
some-
don't want to get beat up today. It's a weird day. Sam's already hijinksing us a little bit, and then you come in and it's
Go look. You know what I did last time you said
I
it?
don't say you're a liar. I'm not saying you're a liar.
I'm not
just
lying, I
saying
swear to
it
God.
appears as if your body is naturally darkening your beard hair.
When my brother, recently had cancer, went through chemo.
Right.
He came out of it with, like a month later, when his hair grew back and his beard grew back, it was like 100 times darker and thicker. So I don't know, maybe just all my like weird sicknesses and stuff like that just make stuff grow darker and thicker. I really don't know. I swear to God.
It's gotta infuriate you that a man you've never seen with a beard comes in here with a beard that fucking good.
And I even grew my hair. Last time you guys made fun of me, I grew my hair out for like a week and a half or so where it looked really clownish, where
It
it's on the
looks
sides.
good.
But I looked to make sure. I was like, well, maybe I have gray in my hair, my head, and not my beard. But no, I had Tracy inspect. I was like, do you see any grays in my hair? And it was all dark black hair growing in my head. So I had no fucking
right?
gray hairs.
How do you do that?
But only
I'm using really good beard oil, like it's like JoJo oil and like
Is it
coconut oil. And
Is
just,
it dye? Is
No,
it
it's
literally
white.
black JoJo oil?
It's white.
Are you using the black JoJo?
no, I'll
I
bring
feel-
the shit in that I'm
'cause
using.
look
It's
at it,
literally
look
just
at mine.
oil.
Gray
It's
as
thick
fuck.
as black
I
paint.
need to put some black
I don't
JoJo
know.
in
I mean,
there.
you look close. There's grays. There's
Not
reds.
many,
There's
no,
reds.
like- not
There,
like
it's
this.
there.
Look at that.
It's
Well,
there.
I'm glad we brought up hair because
Yeah.
we do have a new sponsor, and it's Manscaped.
Oh, cool.
And so
I thought you might like that one.
All right.
I know you like this one is for guys like you
all right.
that like to, if you want to like reduce the amount of nicks you get when you, because you buzz it all, right?
Yeah, I won it. I zero.
I mean,
everything.
besides your delicious, it's a delicious beard. Besides your brand new delicious beard, from the beard down, you are a Manscaped man.
I have like a little Superman style.
Let me
thing
see
down
it.
there.
Yeah.
Can I see it?
No, come on.
Let me
come
see
on.
it. What's wrong with that?
If you use promo code Tom
I
and
bet
Dan,
Jen wants to see it.
No, come
Remy's
on. No,
wife's
no.
here.
Whip
What did
it
you do on
out.
the podcast today? We
Come on.
we showed Remy's wife what a real man looks like.
I only do it at more inappropriate times. I
Isn't
don't
that
do
what
it- this
people
is-
do when you're on a, like, if you think you're a real man, don't you look at the other girls and you're like, hey, why don't you get with a real man? I've always wanted to say that, and you know what? I'll never be able to say it because I'm so tiny and weak.
use promo code Tom and Dan for 20% off and free
Yeah.
worldwide shipping.
Yes.
When you buy any of the Manscaped products at manscaped.com.
The Lawnmower 4.0. You got one of those?
Are we talking about like trimmers or like gels that
What do
get
you
released
want?
the hair?
They got no.
Oh,
They
They've
got
got
the
a
trimmers.
lot of different
They got,
products.
what do you
yeah.
need? They
Yeah.
got the
I
two
do
in
a new
one.
trimmer. I need
You
I
need-
need something for my back, but Tracy gets it sometimes.
Well,
but
she
it's
could
easier
use
if
this. She could use
Oh,
the
okay.
lawnmower on it,
Okay.
and you could use it on all over. And now that
The
you got a
hardest,
beard,
the hardest part is the spot between the taint and the chode area,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
butthole.
yeah,
Because
yeah.
I put a mirror on the ground, I squat
Remy,
over
you
it,
making?
and
I see
I'm-
Remy making a
Got
note.
it. I'm writing it down, man.
What are you writing down, Remy?
All that's important is you use our promo code when
Yeah.
you
Okay.
buy it.
That's all.
Tom
Well,
and
I'm just
Dan.
saying, and I will say,
20% off.
Manscaped does make really, really high quality, good products.
They make
and,
some nice products for sure.
And what's important is it won't nick you or cut you when you're shaving
Well,
your balls.
it reduces.
Because I do. I have cuts in my chode every
No,
time I
it
do it. so-
reduces the nicks on your chode, and it makes it easier down there. And if you use Tom and Dan, that's our promo code, Tom and Dan, you get 20% off. You get the free shipping. And I would get what we have. We got the big old, we got the big pack. We got everything. I got shampoos. I got 2-in-1 body wash.
the
I got a
Smells
beard
good.
trimmer.
they use like these ceramic blades that cut back on any sort of nicks and stuff. So they got technology into their trimmers.
Now, I will say that it works even better than I've had other trimmers, and this one works even better. This one, you can get down in there, you know, like on the
In the
sides.
nooks and crannies
Yeah,
inside.
in the nooks and crannies. You probably have what I have. Do you have the scars on the inside of your thighs?
Yeah, from the lines. The
from
lines.
the lines. That's
Yeah, I
true
do.
athletes have that. True athletes have that.
I do have that.
Do you have that? Do you have the
I
lines?
don't know what you're
Do you
talking
have the
about.
scarring in your
don't
thighs?
trim
I got a couple.
You got a couple
of
true
scars.
athlete. True athlete.
You
Thank
don't
for
trim
your
your
service.
butthole. You like
The butthole.
dingleberries get all. If you don't
No.
clean
Yeah.
good, it's all.
Remy, you trim your
no one-
You gotta
butthole?
be clean.
No,
No
I'm
one-
trying to buttle. I mean,
Out to the ball. You
All right,
need to
well,
say
I
it
don't want to
like
be at
that.
the same size as Remy. So
What?
I would.
Yeah.
I guess.
Well,
I just
now-
no one sees
Yeah,
it.
if there was ever a time to get him to trim
Bullshit.
his
When your
butthole.
girl's down there, like maybe 69, some weird position there.
No
69
girls
somewhere,
down.
but- Oh my God, I did a
Going
new
on.
move. I did a new move. So I was with my wife like this, right? And she
Wait,
came-
she's standing on
Okay,
her
no,
hands?
no, no. So I'm eating, right?
No,
I'm-
come on.
I'm doing the thing, right? And then she went to her side. So imagine
That's
she
called an
went-
11.
She went to her right. She
that's
went to her right side.
called an
So
11.
you know what I did? Because I'm so small and weak, I grabbed her thighs and then I went like this. I went. Zoop, whoop, woo! I went up and around like I did because I'm so small like a baby.
wait, what?
I just took my legs and inverted them and went around her, and then I was in her.
Oh, I see.
No, come on.
It's like a circus act.
Get out of
Sounds
here.
like a roller
Remy,
coaster.
you ever done that?
it sounds like a roller coaster to me, but
Yeah.
Well said, Remy. Sounds like a roller coaster to him. Back to you, Tom.
When you cut that Manscaped commercial, cut the end. It's like a national buy. They
yeah,
work things
it's a
there.
Manscaped. You know
big
the
company.
Manscaped.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it's a
know
big
exactly. I
company.
know.
Yeah.
Big company.
Anyway,
Company.
They got the
some
toner.
bucks rolling
You
in
spray
there.
the toner on your balls.
So
That's a thing?
Yeah, it's like tightens them up, makes them like.
Dude, it's smooth. Let's put it that way.
Yes, thank you, Remy. This guy's a fucking pro
When
over
it's
here.
cold, it's tight anyway. But it's
no,
still wrinkly.
no, tightens it up, and then you got to get that ball deodorant they have. You put that on there, a little lotion on there, makes
I'm
it
nervous
smell
about
good.
that with
No,
cancer.
it's fine.
So,
it's fine.
Seth, I know you got to leave a little early today because
Apologies,
you got some
yeah.
testing. So what is it now?
Correct. So the kids program has grown so much, which is awesome, that normally we have kids testing on Saturday mornings and afternoons before the adults because we get the kids done first. Then we have the adults in there and test. It's an all-day event from like 9 a.m. to 7 o'clock in the evening. So we got so many kids now, we have to separate it. Now we have to do Friday evening for kids only. So we start at 5:30 p.m. and go to about 8:30, 9 for the older ones.
Congratulations, because when he said you had testing today, no bullshit, I thought you had like about your hypochondria.
Oh, I did that.
And
You did that already.
well,
yeah.
the fact that you didn't and I was wrong, maybe you're getting a little
Oh,
bit
but it's
better.
coming.
No.
Yeah. There's no getting better.
I'm not.
As it only gets worse. That's everything.
That's fair. That's fair.
So the test.
Chest X-ray 2 days ago. I was
What were you testing
Chest
for this time?
because I was having some congestion. I was freaking out.
Congestion. You know, it could be allergies.
I know that. That's what the doctor said.
Okay,
runny nose,
look
you
at
get a-
Dr. Daddy.
A test. You get
Hey.
a chest X-ray. That'll give you cancer.
I know, and I talked, had an in-depth conversation with the radiographer. Like I was in there, I was like,
Radiologist,
radiologist, whatever he is. I was like, so
Yeah, it's
I ask every one of them, like, so what about this? How bad's the radiation? Like, seriously, he's like, oh, it's like flying from here to LA. It's not a big deal. I'm
Like
like,
flying from here to LA.
I'm like, so you're saying people that fly a lot?
It's like
are
flying
more-
from here to LA 1,000,000 times.
Yeah. There's like old school like flight attendants that have problems
Yeah.
from flying so much. You know, and they're astronauts. Like
Yep.
they get free radicals.
Yeah,
free
I know
all
about
the
the free
free-
radicals.
Free radicals.
I know that
I think
band.
that's food.
So-
yeah, that's a 90s band.
Let me ask you, when it comes to kids testing, because I would be the type of sensei that if they got close enough, then I'd be
It's
like,
not-
just
no,
give.
no, this is not horseshoes.
Well,
No.
Oh, I've had kids cry and leave because I didn't pass them.
Yeah,
Because
but that's what you want to hear because that makes it like that means it's an authentic
Not
dojo.
cry and okay, they didn't cry and leave.
Do you
but
do the
they-
Gordon Ramsay cry where you make them cry because they failed? You're not mean to them, but then later you come and you're like, you can do this.
No, I
You'll be
put
a-"
2 belts on the outside of their head and it's like, you're a shit belt sandwich. No, I don't,
My God,
no.
that's
Damn.
aggressive.
I don't do that.
So-
No, I make them do Tamishiwa, which is board breaking.
Tamishiwa.
I don't put them in the test with my instructor unless I know they're good to go, or I don't ask them to test. And the parents always come like, well, why is everyone testing except my kid? I'm like, they need a little bit of work. You know, they
Right.
can work on this, and blah blah blah. So I don't stick them in there for this test unless they kind of for the last 3-4 months they've been showing.
Remy's mad as
you know.
fuck at his wife for leaving her notifications on. Look at that. Look how mad Remy is. He's like, Jen left me. He's like, I'll fucking deal with you later, Jen. You're going to get a talking to in the Corolla on the way home.
So,
So that rarely happens where they actually do test and then fail a test because I make sure that they're good to go.
So you're setting them up for success. You're
Exactly.
not going to put them in a situation
Where
where they
they're
could be
gonna-
testing for something that's impossible.
Exactly.
And if they showed up and they absolutely wouldn't do it, you'd be like, nah, you're not wasting my guy's time because he has
Yeah.
to come down to do it.
Right. Oh, yeah, he's got to come
That's
up-
actually
up
a
to do it.
decent system, man.
Yeah, so they still get the responsibility and the letdown, I guess, of knowing how they have to do better if they don't test.
Yeah.
Get put in the test.
Yeah.
But they don't get that hardcore like.
Do you have
everyone gets a
one-
belt and you fail?
Do you have one kid that's been there for a really long time and he keeps failing the test and you're like, oh,
No, just the little ones, the young ones. All
little
the
babies.
ones from like 7, 8 up are good. But
Yeah, yeah.
4, 5, 6.
well, they're babies.
yeah,
They're babies.
yeah, like
it's
you know,
hard.
4-year-old. That's insanely young to
Yeah, I
It
still-
really is.
comprehend.
But then occasionally you'll get the ones that excel.
Oh, I know. Sometimes
And
I get
then-
the natural athletes. I'm like, oh hell yeah.
Yeah,
I'm making sure this
3-year-old.
kid's staying with
Yeah,
me.
and you're like, oh my God, I'll do anything to keep you in my
Oh
dojo.
yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
we
Oh,
should
that's
be
interesting.
we should be more realistic with society. I'm on this whole
Oh, no.
I'm on this whole you were born this way kick
Yeah,
with
yeah.
everything though.
Yeah.
Like because people
What do you mean with everything? Explain.
Well, like you know,
Like,
now-
lady checking me out. You're being a bitch. You were born this way. I'm cool with it.
Well, now, like especially in you know, we have this whole you're born with the sexuality you have, right? So
oh,
like,
yeah, so you're drudging. You're
expanding.
we're wading into some dangerous waters.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no,
I like this. I
no,
like
no. But
this.
expanding on that, I mean, that's a you know,
You're
in
born
fact,
unathletic and untalented, is what you're saying.
You're born the way you are, and
yeah.
then we should just like accept that, and
Yeah.
then move forward. You know, with
That's
that
your
in mind.
classic nature versus nurture.
Well,
you
the
can
problem-
definitely train your way out of it.
Well, the only problem with that is
Some
that,
can.
that some people, like, when do you decide, what do you decide to give effort to? Like based on what you're saying, you're like you're giving people an excuse. You're giving people the ability to just look at anything that they're doing unless you said like guidelines. You're giving anybody around you the ability to just go, I'm sorry, man. I'm just born that way. I can't do anything about it.
That's
and
lazy
that to
way
me
out.
is bullshit.
I agree.
Yeah, there's well, not always,
Now,
but there
I look
is.
at you like you were born lazy.
But it's not foolproof.
What are
It's
you
not
gonna
a
do?
foolproof excuse, right? Like you have to.
You
It
know,
can
you
work for
still have
some
to make an
things.
attempt and work for it. Yeah.
No, he doesn't say that though, because we had this
No,
argument with
of
him
course.
yesterday, and he's like, "No, it doesn't work like that."
I was very unathletic and untalented when I was like 7, 8, 9, 10 when I was just starting karate.
Yeah.
And then,
When
like,
did you
I was
start karate?
12, 6, 5, 6, 6.
6.
Now I would argue
86,
that you just
1986.
you just didn't know
Yeah, you hadn't
that you were
activated it.
genetically
Maybe,
gifted
maybe,
because
I
you
guess.
obviously are based
Yeah.
on your body type and scientists like looking at you and saying, well, you know, you've got longer muscle bellies and then different things
Oh.
and tendons and things like
Yeah.
you're just genetically gifted. I see Maisie and she's
But I didn't look like
genetically
that when I was
gifted.
younger. I
Only to a
trained my ass
point.
off to do that. Like I was a pudgy kid, not athletic at all. Like I don't know. I saw videos of me when I was younger and I was like, oh my God, it's awful.
Yeah, but it was in there. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe it was in
it
there.
didn't
you're
change.
saying
Maybe.
you're
Your
only
genes
allowed-
I
didn't
don't know-
change.
I don't know if I trained myself to get to where I was, or maybe the genes kicked in at a certain age where it helped out.
Or
I
you're
don't know.
only allowed to say that if you, if in your heart you feel like you're unfortunate and an idiot, right?
Well, no. I'm just saying with anything, like the ability to.
Because what you're saying is true, but there's
bullshit
also
or your imagination or your creativity or different things. Like I even
Like
feel
I
with
can't draw
David-
or shit. I don't
What's that?
I can't draw like artistic stuff.
Yeah,
like
I can't draw
Like,
either.
Same here.
Yeah, I can color
thank
really
you,
good.
Remy.
Like we often attribute Daniel's quick wit and comedic talents
Talent.
I'm on the slide.
to being bullied, but maybe he just always had it. And then when he was bullied, he used it.
It just like activated.
and
it.
then, but it didn't.
Yeah, that's kind of his
It's like a
thing is-
latent type of disease that
Like,
just
I don't know.
activates.
Your thing is
I don't
kind
know.
of like an activation, right?
Or it's
I
just
can get on board with that.
Yeah, I can see that.
it wasn't the bullying, is you always had it. Plenty
mean,
of kids that bullied that got nothing.
Okay, like I can't argue against that.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that I like. That's a better argument than the everybody's born this way and there's no way out.
No,
Because
no,
I
no.
feel like there are some people that were born that way, but there's absolutely
So we just have to
nothing
bully
there.
people to make sure that.
No,
I'm
but
just
I
saying,
mean,
Yeah.
find the way you were born and act appropriately. That's what I'm saying.
Find the way you were born.
Well, there's got to be something in there, and maybe you're not utilizing it. Maybe your kids aren't utilizing it, or just look at them and say, and recognize their talents and act accordingly.
all right, yeah, fair enough, fair
Anyway,
enough. You want to do a little good and bad?
I'm just fucking around, by the way. Yeah,
no,
let's
you're
do some
good. Don't
bad.
preface. My God, that
No,
ruins it.
People get mad. And
No,
mad.
don't do that.
yeah, I know how that is. It sucks.
I just don't care.
No,
I used to not care.
yeah,
I
don't
don't care
preface. You got to just say it and stick with it.
I'm sticking to it.
All right, he's sticking to. Are we doing good and bad?
Let's do it.
All right, here we are, y'all. It's the song everybody
Hi,
loves.
me Seth. Me gonna tell you a couple stories, okay? You're gonna be impressed. Me tell you 2 stories, one good, one bad. Me tell you a good one. Me promise you will laugh. Wait, why me see chat room say good ones seem kind of bad? Huh. One story good. One story bad. One story feel happy. One story me sad. One story me big, big hero. The next me douchebag. One story me good. Me really good. Me telling you this story good. One story me bad.
Seth Stories brought to you by Injured on the Go. Just call Mo.
It's a tiny mouse because it's on the same channel.
All right, Seth. What do you want to start with?
By the way, his whole family is testing for him. His daughter, his son, his wife, and himself. Jason. Who karate?
Mo's
No,
family?
No, Jason.
Oh,
Did the song.
Oh, my God.
I'm
I
sorry,
don't
I'm
care
sorry.
about Jason. I don't care about Mo. You're stepping on Mo's
Come
toes.
on,
Fuck
sponsor.
Jason. Fuck
I was like,
Jackal.
Mo knows karate?
Yeah.
I was
No,
at the
Mo,
time.
Mo.
Jesus Christ.
After Mo
I was
didn't
like,
buy-
this kid is so young.
After Mo didn't buy my boat, I don't care about Mo. And he didn't hire my sister. My sister's about to pass her bar exam, by the way.
Well, that didn't. How does that help Mo?
Well, because she can.
She's about, well-
She can bring lots of don't know, talent to herself.
She didn't even pass her bar exam.
She's
yet?
about to, though.
Okay,
Come on.
well,
Hopefully
My
she'll pass
God.
the first time.
hire my sister. She's about to pass her bar exam. A couple of years.
Internships, man. Okay. Anyway, oh, it went off. Okay, so I'll give a couple more stories. Well, it's actually one story, but there's a
Is
couple.
this good or bad?
This is the bad.
Okay, this
Oh damn.
I mean, it's not that bad. It's more. I felt bad after this happened. So
Okay.
this is one of the rare ones where I actually.
Okay, all right. So there's
I know
guilt.
I
There's
did. I
guilt
know I
involved.
did wrong. I mean, I wanted to do it, and I don't know. I don't know if I would
Okay,
do it back.
all right.
Anyway, so the last story when I talked about my working for my grandfather for those few years, like on the summers during high school and like beginning of college and stuff like that. Some fucked up things that I did, knocking down like the stem wall and building material and stuff like that. Always messing with my uncle, crapping in Sobe bottles. and-
That doesn't bother people. You know the one that triggers people the most is the peeing at bars.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean, you just standing at a bar. Even Remy was like,
I witnessed that. All right, I witnessed that.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I witnessed it. Yeah.
Me?
No, I witnessed like somebody peeing at a
Oh,
bar.
I was like, why don't you
so-
come say what's up?
I don't
Well,
understand what
I
you're
was like,
saying.
let's go.
What's up,
I
Sid?
didn't know
Like,
what.
You saw someone else do this?
Yeah.
So it's normal.
Hold on. It's
Where
not
was
normal.
this at, Remy?
Okay, so it was back.
Yes.
It was back over the Hideaway. I saw someone peeing like.
Hold on, I like that Hideaway bar.
I
At
do
the Dolphins
too.
bar?
Yes, the Dolphins bar.
Oh, man.
This was years ago. So
All right, hold on.
I was with my buddy.
Was the guy really tall and big?
No, it was not you. It was not you, Seth. No.
Okay.
So my buddy and I, we were down there having a few drinks over by GB's bottle shop, and we're like, hey, let's go grab some food over at Hideaway. He goes, all right, cool. Yeah, we saw 3 guys peeing in the backside of Hideaway. And I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
No. I mean at the bar.
Oh.
You may have been
He's
witnessing.
pissing onto the floor inside. The
I'm ordering a damn Bud Light and urinating right as I'm doing it.
I mean, like
I've
that
seen
way
people
where I
piss
mean,
outside
yeah.
on a tree.
You may have witnessed 3 dudes like circle jerking or something. You know.
And it wasn't just me. It was I was talking about my.
As
really
you get
tall
older,
friend.
I pee less with, like when I was in my 20s, I would stand with you and pee in the woods. In my 30s and 40s, I would not do that. I don't know why. I just don't do that as much. Although with no Sam here, we pee with the door open,
yeah.
and I poop with the door.
It would regress to that.
I do that now with Tracy. I used to close it all the time.
Poop with the
Now
door?
it's just,
Open?
I hear spray the spray. Spray the goddamn spray.
You know what?
That's Tracy.
She told me to do that earlier this morning. I'm like, damn it.
You poop,
okay.
you poop with the door open?
Absolutely.
Jen, you poop with the door open? Yeah, you both do.
Tracy
hide
did that.
yourself.
I-
in shame.
Hide yourself in
Yeah,
shame.
yeah.
Does
I
Tracy
don't-
poop with
no,
the door
hell
open?
no. I make sure. Sometimes I break in and film her, and she gets really pissed.
You
but-
film her pooping? What the fuck is wrong
Yeah,
with you,
I
man?
don't know. It's funny to see her reactions.
Okay, it is pretty funny. I laugh. All right.
Back to the construction.
Okay, back to the
site.
construction site.
By the way, I think a lot of people are ignorant to what happens at a construction site and how
Well, it's
bad
just animals throwing bricks at a building
how
until it's completed.
how horrible the
Yeah.
behavior is
Yeah. Oh,
at
yeah.
most construction sites between all the workers there, what they say to each other,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
how
Oh,
they
go ahead.
behave. All right, keep going.
So we're at this down south, and the house is almost complete. They sent us out. It was me, my uncle, and one other guy. And they used to get high all the time before they used to start working.
And you wouldn't, right?
No, I was like, I couldn't even smell it. Like I had to walk away and not even.
Like,
smell
drugs are bad, man, but pissing at the bar, that's where it's at.
It's called getting your head right. I know a lot of
Yeah,
construction
yeah.
workers, they have to smoke
Yeah.
a joint before they start doing hard work.
Tighten up my fingers.
I never understood it until I did it. I was like,
Yeah.
yes, doing work high is better.
Yeah, I didn't understand
Absolutely.
it until I became addicted to drugs as well. And now that we're all addicted to drugs, it's like,
You just
know.
forget where you put your screws.
Yeah, it's
no,
fine. They're in your
bolt-
pocket,
Yeah.
always in your pocket.
So we get there. The house is almost complete. It's like almost. I don't remember the name of it, but it's a certain point of the house where the AC's in. No walls or windows or anything like that. Walls are there, but the windows, doors, nothing like that. We're doing like a final grade on the outside of the house, and I'm having a particularly really bad day. I don't know what happened, but I hated the area. Like it was hot and sweaty.
Too many minorities.
The owner, no. The owner of the house actually was there, just like nitpicking, and that usually
Yeah.
never happens. He was
Woman,
just being a
right?
dirt. No, it wasn't like an old guy. It was an old guy, just being a dick, like yelling at, like not yelling at us, but like, oh, make sure some like this motherfucker.
Quarter round. Remember the
motherfucker.
quarter round.
So to start it off, my pissed offness, he was like pointing at something when I'm like shoveling around the house. He turns around and I raise the shovel above my head and I slam it right next to his foot like as hard as I can, like scaring him, like I'm gonna beat him in the fucking head with a shovel.
So you're deliberately scaring an old man like an old
Like a
cowboy
psychotic-
would
yeah.
shoot at another cowboy's feet
Yeah,
and
yeah,
say,
yeah.
"Dance, motherfucker!" Like,
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
So
and,
you
and
were-
as soon as it hit, he bounced and turned around. He's like, "Oh,"
Yeah.
and I just look
It
at
was
him. I don't
your
say
way of
sorry,
saying,
nothing. I
like,
just look at
mean
him.
business.
Yeah, I'm fucking mad.
What are you, a
So the
cartoon
client-
villain?
I don't know.
The guy who's paying this construction company.
My grandfather to do all this work. Yes, yes.
Yeah,
And-
You're embarrassing the Petrozelli name.
yeah, I know. That's why I felt bad for it afterward. So that's the first thing that happened. He left. I don't know.
So you
20,
intimidated a poor old man until he pissed his pants and left the job site.
I
Yeah,
feel like
that's-
you shovel slam us a lot.
shovel slam.
He'll shovel
with our
slam.
business, I
Yeah.
get a lot of complaints
Yeah.
and
A
the
lot of
clients-
shovel slamming.
So where we were was out. I don't even know what the city was, but it was like northeast of Fort Myers. So it was in the middle of like bumfuck Florida. A lot of like trailers around and stuff like that. So I walk into the urinal, my typical fuck this place, put the top down, a huge shit right on top of the toilet seat. I was so fucking mad. Huge shit.
like,
Huge
God.
shit.
Well, how do you?
Huge
I
shit.
don't even know how you shit on the top of the toilet seat. By the way, the UPS
stand.
man just walked in. He had a horrified look at his face.
Sorry.
I'm really embarrassed. That's a nice man. I like that man.
What is he? What is that big ass box?
I don't know. I have
Like,
no idea what it is. It's like could be anything.
Remy, go open that up and see.
Yo,
If it's
no,
white
no,
powder,
no,
I'm jumping out the
he's
window.
joking. We'll do
Oh
it,
damn! Oh damn! It's more Manscaped products for you guys. There you go.
And that big of a box.
Yes, a big trimmer. Good prof.
So I did something. This is kind of gross. I took some toilet paper. I didn't use my hands. I'm not that much of an animal.
Now, was this at the construction
This
site
is
porta potty?
This is at the construction site porta potty. Yep.
So you
Only one
shit
there.
on the seat.
On the
Now-
seat. And
now-
no, it wasn't a good coily. There's just laying
Good
everywhere.
coily.
Now you
Usually I
realize
can usually I can circle my butt and make
good
an
coily.
artistic thing out of it,
The-
but I didn't.
A good write down a good coily.
the only people that hurts is your grandfather and you
It
and
really
the other
does.
work.
And
Find out
man,
later.
As a man sitting in front of you, that has nobody left. All my grandparents are gone, and you would do this to your grandfather, your poor,
you're making
sweet,
me feel bad.
little Italian grandfather.
I know.
Your poor grandmother, you kicked the door in on her while she was shitting. Your grandfather, you're shitting on the seat of the toilet.
the
And his
equivalent-
face when I went back to his I get to that part, but
Oh,
boy.
I'm sorry.
I
I didn't. I'm riffing. I didn't
Yeah,
know
yeah,
that
that's
it was.
okay.
I realize
Okay, all
you're
right.
upset at the old man, but
You're hurting your grandfather.
I'm upset at the whole construction site area.
Okay,
like I
alright.
just hate everything. I hate
Okay.
when I get in my red zone, I get pissed.
My
pissed.
red zone.
I take toilet paper.
So when Tracy pisses you off, do you shit on the seat in the house?
No, I don't. I've since tamed way down. in my
Okay,
older
all
years.
right.
Like, my testosterone went.
Oh no, you got to bring that back up. I'm on the T now.
how can
No, I
your
wish.
testosterone be small? You're
I
super
don't
muscular.
fucking know. I don't
Look at your
know.
beard.
Because my diet is fucking pristine, and what
He
I put
grew
in my
that
body
beard-
is
He grew
good.
that beard in a week.
No,
It was like,
it's been since November.
I have noticed you look a little more skinny than you used
Don't-
to.
shut up.
I'm just saying.
Shut up.
I was
You
gonna
used to
say
be
look a little
bulkier.
more droopy, like Brady's body.
I'm the
just-
same
I'm
way.
joking,
205.
I'm joking.
I
You look
just
fine.
when I see the Liver King, I'm like, that's what a man should look like.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I mean, it gets.
His muscles are
that guy
big.
fucks.
So I take a piece of toilet paper, put it around my finger, scoop up some crap, right on
How
the wall,
much? How much?
enough to write trailer trash and shit.
Right, you wrote the words
I
trailer
wrote
trash?
the words trailer trash on the side of the whole inside of the whole urinal with shit smear.
Hold on.
Like
I
really
support
good.
That. I
That's
support-
funny.
Like
Thanks. See, Rimmy's on board
okay,
too.
good. So
Again, who is this meant to hurt?
The little old man.
the man, because he's buying a house out in the middle of nowhere. And it's trashy
The little old
shithole.
man. The little old man that he did the thing to scare.
that little-
That's the trailer trash he was trying to.
Exactly.
Right.
But
Yes.
that little man is not using the porta potty. That's
But
for the
he'll
construction
he'll
workers.
hear about it and he'll be like, maybe I
it'll
am
get back
trailer.
to him. It'll get back to
Maybe
him.
I'm bullying him to
Yeah.
get his potential in life to not be trailer trash.
If the contractor tells me like, "Hey, you remember like the porta potty?"
Hey, Petrozelli's company, they wrote trailer trash in the toilet because they're crazy about you.
If a contractor told me like, "Hey, the porta potty we put there for our own workers, one of our own workers smeared shit all over the inside," and I'm like, "Well, that sucks to be
yeah,
him."
that's because they're all unfortunate weirdos.
I don't know why you'd even tell me that because first I don't care. Second,
You wouldn't want to
like,
hear
you're a
that.
bad employee.
I would want to hear that.
No, I don't.
I like a little good. I like a little sight gossip. I like a little sight gossip.
And it makes me question
you
hiring
hired, yeah.
you. Like
Yeah.
why? Like so.
Was he like, it's my grandson? Was he like real Italian? Your grandpa?
He had some words that he was kind of like had the Italian slang.
Oh,
to,
I know.
but
the
it wasn't.
ones.
It wasn't
Yeah,
the
the ones
N-word.
where black people. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know what they are, but
Yeah.
Italians have them. I've heard
Yeah,
them.
unfortunately, I've heard
Yeah,
that
they're in
plenty of
movies.
times.
So
know?
you smear trailer trash in
Smell
your own
trailer
shit.
trash. And then
Do you tell anybody, like your uncle?
no.
or
I didn't
Okay.
want
So you
anybody
have to
knowing
keep this one like a dead secret.
on the DL. But they
Yeah.
did know about the next thing I did. So
Wait, there
another-
was a part 3. So part 1 was shovel intimidation. Part 2 was writing a horrible
shitting on the toilet and then writing.
and
the
then
trailer
writing it, and then here's part 3.
The whole that when they found someone obviously saw that someone smeared shit over.
Yeah, oh,
everywhere,
yeah.
And then
Is that
someone,
part of the story?
That's the end of the story.
Oh, okay. Keep
Slow
going,
down
keep
there,
going.
cowboy.
Sorry.
Well, yeah, and then so the next part, we're having lunch. We always sit on top of the bricks inside the house. You
What
know,
are you eating?
the AC was done. Hard-boiled eggs. Hey, so I had hard-boiled eggs.
the predators, bro.
And at that time, I think I was eating the ramen noodles. But I don't cook them. I just break it in half and put tuna fish on top and ate it like a crispy
The
sandwich.
crunchy part?
The crunchy part.
That's
That is
disgusting.
Yeah,
That sounds
yeah,
good,
yeah,
actually. I'll take that any day, man.
But that's how I was. That's why I was
You know what? You
245
guys
pounds.
can have the show. That is horrible.
But you put the seasoning pack. You sprinkle the
That's
seasoning
not-
pack on
that's
top of the tuna.
also-
Okay,
fish.
I put a singing pack on the tuna, and
That's what I did.
I mix it in.
Oh, I don't mix it. So tuna on top of the
my
hard
God.
cracker.
Make a note, Remy and
Spring-
Seth eat the same.
Yeah, BFF. Best friends forever.
I
That
don't
shows
do
me a
that
lot.
anymore.
Yeah, it really does.
That actually makes my world make sense. It's all right.
It really does.
So anyway, I ate that, but the hard-boiled eggs, I had 3 or 4 of them, crushed them up. Like I said, it was like a shell on the inside, but the AC was done. Some of the things were done. Took the hard-boiled eggs, tossed it as far back as I could in the AC vent.
Dude, it's a brand new construction, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm sure in about like 2-3 months, when they cook everything up and start blowing air, that fucking old asshole
me eggs forever.
is gonna be sitting there wondering what the rotten smell is in his house, and never think to take shit apart.
probably Shovel Man.
Also, the trailer trash is that?
Yeah,
meant
you could have
for-
gone worse.
Well, that
You wrote something worse, didn't you?
an
No, I
old
wrote
man
trailers.
hiring
I
a
was-
contractor to build his house isn't trailer trash. The whole point is
Wow.
you can only afford a trailer.
But it was like a trailer. It was a shitty house in the middle of a bunch of. I said it was in the middle of.
And
like,
you just
shit.
hated it.
I just hated it. It was fucking gross to me.
And
so
you threw all
some
the
eggs in
eggs.
there.
Okay.
So
Hide an egg.
okay, so that was like lunchtime. They didn't do anything else the whole rest. I don't think that I can remember. This was a while ago, 20-ish, 1920. So went back. So at the end of the day, we all go back to the big, my home base. And my grandfather's. I just thought of this. He's inside of a trailer. We have a trailer.
Call me and said there's somebody right the
Yeah.
trash on the wall in a poo.
So we go inside the trailer that we have for the office.
Why you writing with your own diarrhea? Why you writing?
And me and my uncle and the other guy would walk in, and my grandfather has his head down,
Oh,
looking at some,
disappointment! Ultimate disappointment.
looking at some papers.
Oh,
He slowly turns around, and it looks like he was like really like not mad, but like sad,
You're
crying.
not
or
my
something.
son. You're not my son.
He goes, "Do you
You breaking my heart. You breaking my heart. You taking poo. You taking the fingers, and you're right on the underwear, and you're besmirching the. Is that good? Is that what he did?
That was pretty good. It was a little less Italian slang, a little less
I want to
racist.
go all
Bitches
serious.
out of construction.
Hey.
He's like, you guys know, he's more New York Italian. You guys know anything about any sort of?
Hey, does anybody know anything about anybody, riding with the turds? Who's
Right
been
here.
riding with the turds?
You guys
You
know anything
don't
about
really
this?
have to be Sherlock Holmes to realize that it's the only porta potty on the construction site.
Yeah.
No one wandered in from the neighborhood.
And there's only one knucklehead that works
It
on the
wasn't
crew.
only. It
it
wasn't only that. It was when we said no. They didn't know about it. They looked right at me, and I was like, no, I have no idea. I
laughed,
lied. Of
didn't
course,
you?
no,
Yeah.
I lied. I was scared. I felt bad. And then he goes,
No, it wasn't me, Grandpa.
there was no other construction worker. We're the only
Fredo.
construction
You're the
company
Fredo of your family.
working on that house.
You're Poopa Fredo.
It was an owner builder, and he did it himself. We were the only ones he hired to do like the excavating.
So
and
you
stuff
tried
like
to
that.
frame somebody else for it.
No, there was no other person but us. It could have been, but I lied and said no. And he goes, he's put his head down and turned away. Didn't say anything like that. He just,
know
he
it's
just
you.
extremely
I know it's
disappointed.
you. I know you break my heart. I cannot leave the company to you. I can't do it. You jump around. You do the gay MMA. You do the gay karate. I don't say nothing. I say nothing. You chop
so-
in the
No, he
He
was
knew
really
it was
proud of
you.
me for doing all that stuff. He had pictures of me playing football up on us in the
football,
trailer
not
office.
karate. It's
Wait, he
different.
ripped
Yeah,
him down.
yeah,
when he found out the shit.
He ripped them all down.
He paid for that
He
porta
cried,
potty.
He ripped them all down.
You shit in the things he paid for. You shit on his business.
You actually shit on your grandpa's business.
Like, imagine if one of your karate instructors, Javier.
What if Javier went into your dojo bathroom and wrote, let's see, what can he write? He wrote like
Karate trash.
And what if
it's
he
fine.
wrote big dumb idiot or something? What if he wrote dyes his beard?
Oh
in
my
shit?
gosh.
Well, I'll be pissed. I know.
Yeah,
That's
you challenge him to a parking lot fight.
I feel like a sweep the leg, John. Something you do, some pun, some karate kid pun. Anyway,
shave the beard, Johnny.
you would be like, why would you do this? This is my business. I hired you. Anyway.
Yeah, well, that's why I said I felt bad for this one. I was wrong in me.
And you never admitted it?
I should have done it to him, not my grandfather's property.
Is your grandfather around?
No, he passed away.
And
Joey,
were you ever able to
did he-
make it right?
No, I never told him.
Even on his deathbed, you didn't hold his hand. You should have held his
I
hand.
was in Japan.
Oh my God, it's like Mark Maro's
This was a
story.
weird story of my grandfather, actually, how connected I was to him and how close I was to him, because I loved him, of course. I was fighting in Japan. This was after the Bob Sapp fight. This was my next K1 fight in Japan. I went out there, and literally the hour that I was fighting, he was passing away in the hospital. And I didn't know this, obviously, when I was fighting. I had no clue. My family didn't tell me they went to the hospital because they didn't want to worry me when I was in Japan fighting. I've never felt more like sucked, like I didn't have like anything. Like I just felt like drained, like I didn't know how to fight. Like it was an awful fight. If you watch the fight, I looked like shit. And I just had this overwhelming feeling of like just coldness on me the whole fight. It was just very, very fucking weird. And I don't believe in any of that shit.
So
you know me.
Not only did
So-
you write shit.
I'm trying to get
in
serious.
his
I'm trying to get
business,
serious.
You're using him as an excuse to losing your fight.
Oh my God.
That's fucked up.
This motherfucker's so cold.
No, I'm not saying it's an excuse. I'm saying something weird happened where I did feel something. And then as soon as I flew back home, my brother was waiting for him. Was like, "What are you doing here?" He didn't live in Orlando time. He told me my grandfather passed away that night. At that time that I was actually fighting in Japan. Like, and I was like,
Crazy.
God.
that was fucked up. So anyway, yeah.
I want to make so many
I know,
jokes.
yeah.
So
So I
beat me up. And I have so many
you can
jokes.
make jokes. It's been a while, so time heals. So.
Not that you don't believe in anything supernatural.
I don't believe.
Okay, well then it's not true. That's the
I don't.
feeling you had was
the
it
feeling
right?
You ate something bad. And
Probably,
you had,
you're right.
you had a
You're
heart
right. You're
attack.
right.
It's
But
just
it's
a-
Damn
still,
tuna.
It was a coincidence. Yeah, I was having tuna with ramen.
It's just in retrospect, you start putting things together. Our human brains. Do
I
that,
know,
it's
I know it does
all
that. It's
nonsense.
just funny. I can understand how people would believe in
Oh
something
yeah,
weird like that because
you start
stuff like
connecting
that.
stuff because you want to connect.
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
So that's the bad song.
Whoa, that was a bad one.
Oh.
So the good one actually just happened a few days ago. And
Yes, I love fresh ones because they really don't matter. It's like, I helped an old man use his debit card at Citgo.
So I was in the morning, every morning, I wake up, open the front door, let Rocky run out and play inside. And my kitchen is like right in front of my front door. So I get some nice fresh air blowing in. I could see outside, have the burner on, cooking my eggs. All of a sudden I hear, "Yo, sir, excuse me, sir." And I turn around and look, and Rocky's jumping all over some dude walking in my gate. I'm like, dude, you just walk. Like, if there's a dog there, usually they like try to get your attention. They see me before you walk in a gate or whatever. Anyway, that wasn't a big deal. He had some balls walking in with a dog.
Wow.
Yeah. Normally, if people see a dog, they'll wait.
Yeah, they'll wait or
I
something
don't
like
know
that.
me. I'm like, hey, a dog, let's go.
So, how are you guys? Do people ever come to your house, like door-to-door salesmen?
Yeah.
And stuff like
Yeah.
that?
I go to my balcony and so I can stand over them, and I'm like, hello.
So the first,
And then I make them talk up to me.
So the first thing, like, if somebody comes to my door, I'm like, "Hey, are you Mormon?" No, sorry, I'm not interested. Take care. Please walk
That's not
away.
nice.
If
That's
they
not
are
nice.
Mormon?
My God.
No, I'll say if you're Mormon, like, I'm like, "Hey, are you Mormon?" Nope, walk away. No, we're
My
good.
God.
Well,
Thank
what if
you.
they're not? What if they're trying to raise
And
money?
I'm like, help,
for
I'm
something?
looking for
if
my
they're-
daughter.
If they're raising money, I will hear them out for about like 5 to 10 minutes, and that's the only I'm gonna give
Oh my
them.
God, you're
give
just
them
like
5 to 10
Tom
minutes,
then.
and that's it.
You're
And
just
you're not-
like Tom. You give them 5 to 10.
Well, I did that, but you don't give them any. You don't go in to give them any money.
Nope.
Well, you don't answer the door.
The door's open. That's the problem. I always have the door
Yeah,
open.
okay,
He
yeah.
saw
I
me.
never answer the
Usually that I don't answer. Usually I go on my camera and like, yeah, what do you? Yeah, hello, what do you want? Sorry, no, and they hear it and they just walk away.
Yeah.
door.
But I
this
wasn't
guy-
able to do that.
So Rocky's hopping around,
Rocky's hopping around.
being a cute pup. Cause
He
he's
comes up to
cutie.
me, and this guy is super, super polite. But I notice he's got a collar, with a tie and stuff like that. But creeping out from the collar is these crazy ass skull flame tattoos.
Oh,
Like, creeping out.
goddamn
Yeah.
drug addict!
Oh, my
Goddamn,
God,
get him! Lock him up!
Like, not that tattoos are wrong or anything like that, but
Well, I
someone
do
can
that.
judge a little bit. But I can kind of tell, like, okay, you had at least a crazy.
Tattoos are
Couple
even,
years.
they're either for the most hardened criminals or for
Yeah.
the weakest people like me.
Yeah, and he started out by saying, "I was a troubled youth. I grew up in the inner city. I was sentenced to 5 years and this and that." I'm like, oh, so I was feeling bad. I'm like, okay, and then you're trying to do something good. That's
You're also
good.
hearing him out, which is really nice.
I am hearing him out, and I'm in the back of my head though. It's like a battle going. Should I just tell this guy get fucking lost and be rude? But I can't do. I'm never like that, and I can't do that. I have to be polite and nice to him. Because what if he is
So
telling
you were
the truth?
feeling your inner Tom a little bit. This
I was-
is like, right?
I was going
Like if
teetering.
this guy truth be told, if this guy rings the doorbell and you happen to answer it, which I know you don't, but if you did, he's got you.
I am forced to
He's gotcha.
listen, and I will try. I will wish that I have like some $20 or some bills in my wallet, so
Yeah.
I could just pay him to
Yeah,
leave.
that's what I was.
Yeah,
hoping.
because
but I don't
it's the
carry
easiest
cash.
thing. I'm like, here's the $20.
Are you the same
Thank
way
you.
with the homeless people that now they walk in traffic? Are you the same way when they walk up to your window and they're basically staring into your window? They're like,
I'm on the phone when that
looking
happens.
into your window.
For whatever
Oh
reason?
man, I had a bad one yesterday. The guy was like staring at me, so I just started staring at him.
When I'm in my car and the windows are up, it's like, so even though they can see through,
Yeah, they
it
can
somehow
see.
I feel like I'm in a bubble,
Yeah.
and therefore I can ignore. I just look straight, or look at my phone. That's another
Yeah.
thing. I look at my phone and then I pretend like I don't see him walking by.
That's why I'm glad my windows are tinted so dark you can't see him.
So this guy's just spilling his guts.
Spilling
about,
his guts.
Like,
talking
hey,
about,
man.
then he's like, so
What
what
does
do
he
you
want?
So what do you do, sir? He didn't get to. I was trying to ask him like, what do you want? But he kept asking about me. He's like, well, what do you do, sir? I'm like, well, I own a couple gyms in the area. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, that's great. Do you teach kids? And then I had to get into the kids thing. He's like, oh well, I have 2 kids as well. And he has a lanyard on, not a badge of saying where he works, but it's literally just a picture of his 2 kids.
I have that.
And
You
he-
guys
but
don't
he's
have
wearing it
that?
as a lanyard.
Oh, I wear my kid lanyard all the time.
And he's
Well,
like,
it's part
"Oh,
of his pitch.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he's like, these are my kids. They put a lanyard on me so I don't forget who they are.
Yeah, and he pulls it out and he's like, I'm trying to help support them and have a better life than I did. And I'm trying to raise money for underprivileged
Was the
youth."
lanyard tattered?
Oh, it looked like
Yeah, I hate a tattered lanyard.
He was dressed nice. He was in nice slacks.
Yeah,
tie,
no, I'm just saying a
culture.
lot of times the material they give you, they laminate it to give it like some like.
Yeah, and the paperwork that he gave me, it looked like he ripped out a magazine. He
Yeah,
just went
I
to
hate
Office
it.
Depot and
That's the
laminated it.
saddest part. Is it when it, like you see the lanyard, you see the.
Are
the-
any of those
No.
things legit?
No, not one.
And then I didn't know. And then in my head, I'm like, this could because I'm a
Wait,
sucker
you know what?
sometimes.
The first one was.
Okay.
And then somebody saw that, and then they were like, let's scam it
Oh
out.
yeah, it can't be real.
So he's asking me, he's like, oh, well, maybe I can get my kids in your karate. So I was like, okay, maybe I can actually sell.
free.
Maybe I actually
Oh, I
sell.
think you're now trying to.
Maybe I can sell this guy. Maybe I can.
This is you. You
I
would
can
do
get
that.
business.
You'd be like, maybe I can flip it on him. All right.
Yeah,
I'll see
You're like,
you
let me get
raccoon
my
to the box.
pamphlet. You come out and you're like,
And yeah, so he did
free
ask.
Sunday first.
to get kids. Little gorilla program, great, best for little with no experience.
So he hands me this.
girlfriend teaches. She hot.
He hands me this folder with about 4 or 5 laminated things that look like they're from different magazines, different things. He's like, what I'm trying to do is sell each of these
Trying to get
magazines.
a Lamborghini.
They go to any one of these organizations. You can send the magazines to any one of these organizations, or they can go to you, and they go by credits. This magazine's 5 credits. This magazine's 6 credits. I said. I thought that too. And I was
You
like,
said that to him?
I didn't say it. I thought in my head, I was like,
Oh,
nobody reads
God.
magazines. I'm like, what do you mean magazines?
People don't even read magazines on their tablets.
So he's like, what?
Magazines are dead.
And then he hands me a list of like
Oh,
50
God.
neighbors that signed and dated it. Like it looks like new signatures. I'm like, where could he have gotten these? Then I was thinking, well, maybe this is real. I'm like, are these my neighbors' names?
And
I'm
you
looking-
idiot. Yeah, where can he get these signatures?
But they're all
I mean,
different.
they're all legit. Like
There's
it
a
says
list
right
of-
here, Adolf Hitler, Donald Duck,
Yeah,
Gary Jones.
And I was
There's a
looking for
list.
names.
There's someone
Yeah,
signed
reading
it.
I'm
It's
reading
got to
it
be
right
real.
now. It's real stuff. Mickey Mouse, Duke Nukem. These are all real. You're getting tricked by
Listen,
the
I know. I've been tricked by this before, bro. And it's not even I'm tricked. I'm like, what can I do to get this person to leave?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And I was about to say, usually I say sometimes like, oh, I got to go teach real fast. I don't have time for this. Can I just Venmo or Zelle you something or
Why
something
don't
like
you
that?
send
And I
Tracy?
don't know why I didn't do it. She was at work and I was
Oh,
cooking.
dude, you got to learn my ways. You gotta just. I go, Andrea.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Ah."
And then afterwards, after the story, I started thinking of things like, oh, this isn't my house. I'm just staying here for a
You
couple
started
days.
lying
I
to the
don't know.
guy?
No, I didn't. I was thinking of doing that after. That next
So
time.
what'd you do?
So anyway, he hands me all these. He hands me things. He's like, so what I'm trying to do. Your last neighbor neighbor did 7 magazines
His
at
last
4
neighbor
credit
did the
each.
platinum.
7 magazines?
Yeah, so-
Who the fuck needs 7 magazines?
It's a different organization.
His neighbor did. He got a good housekeeping.
And
he
he's
got a
like-
Men's Health. He got a Maxim.
Yeah, the Maxim was on there. Maxim was one
he
of
got
the
Maxim.
Is Maxim still
No,
around?
it's not around, but it's on the thing.
It's on the thing.
He got a Wii magazine,
a sailboat, mini-
FHM,
Mini trucking.
mini truck. Yeah, that's
So
a
I'm
good
still, there's like 20% of me that's like,
Guns and
this
ammo?
might be real, so let's just keep going with this. And then the other 80% I was like, I'm getting
one. Women's
fucking scammed,
Health
and I
for
know it.
Tracy.
So he hands me, he's like, this neighbor did this, he did 7. So my goal for you is to do 9. Will you do 9? And this is the 9
Nine
thing.
magazines.
He's like,
I couldn't read 9 magazines in all of 2023.
He's like, pick 9 magazines. You can send them to any one of these organizations you want. Which ones you
Well,
want to do?
I'm gonna send.
I'm like, and I go,
they want me to send Stuff magazine to the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
he's like, which foundation do you like? He's like, do you like this? And I saw one that said St. Jude Kids, and I wanted them to feel bad. So I was like, in case this is a scam, I want him to feel bad. So I said, you know what? My brother has cancer, and I want to make these kids with cancer feel better. So I'm going to send the magazines to them. So if it is fake, he's going to be like, oh, fuck. Yeah, that's
I don't
kinda
think
fucked.
he will. No,
No,
if
he
it is
won't.
fake, he'll just be like, God damn, figured me out. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
There's no.
That's how he talks.
I like where you're going.
Yeah.
But I also like the idea of some kids sitting in their cancer ward and they're like, literally, it's the worst day of their life. And then the nurse is like, hey, mail call. Somebody sent you Maxim magazine. It's the swimsuit edition. That'd be
Yeah,
dope.
That would be
Also,
awesome.
do you understand the atrocities this gentleman has seen, like in
Yeah.
his life? You
Yeah.
know, if he, you know,
Selling magazines is a lot better than being butt fucked in prison.
well, that doesn't happen as much.
It does if you wanted to.
Yeah, if you wanted to, but it's not.
Well, that's what I'm talking about.
The
Shankings.
just
Don't drop the
drugs.
soap.
just the fact that
Well said, Remy.
you're doing this, I don't think you feel bad about the customers you're scamming him.
I agree. Because he went to Lake Eola. He's like, he did start out by saying, I went in Lake Eola Heights, this well-off neighbor. He did say well-off, so I think he obviously picked Lake Eola thinking that there were some like richer families there. Anyway, he's like 9.
This is the good because this is real sad.
Wait, just wait.
Okay, all right, I'm waiting.
Well, it is good of what I end up doing, kind of.
Okay.
I think, unless I just gave him drug money. I don't fucking know. so he goes, I'm like, well, I'm like, before anything, I'm like, what does this cost? I'm like, what does the 7 magazines cost? But he's like, okay, it was a good thing you asked because you add this, and the thing is, it's a year magazine subscription. So it's 7 magazine subscriptions for 1 year. Blah, that'll be $898. I'm like, and I go, huh? I literally go, huh? And he goes, yeah, I know you're thinking that's a lot for magazines, but let me. I'm like, whoa.
Just let me suck your dick. How was that? I've always wanted the one to be like $800 or.
I thought this was a $10 get off my property type of transaction.
And then you know
$800
who you should blame is fucking Rocky. This is all his
Yeah,
fault.
I know. He's the
Also,
one that was all friendly to
even
him.
Yeah,
the fact-
Rocky, if you weren't so cute, he's super cute.
Yeah.
Even the fact that he threw out that number must have meant that he saw Mark.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
looked at you like he could have actually got that.
Well, I mean, if you, I'm gonna pay you a compliment. If you look at the shoes you wear, the car, the motorcycle, stuff like that. If I were a scammer and I saw Seth roll up,
it's a different, because
He
in,
is
in
a
your
target.
neighborhood, it's
You're
just
a
a bunch
target,
of
dude.
old white
Usually
people.
it's older.
yeah,
Well,
and you're I'm not gonna sit here and say your business, and I'm not gonna sit here and say you're rich, but you're certainly not. You don't want for anything.
You're the only.
Right?
I'm okay.
Yeah,
I'm
you're a
comfortable.
good target.
You're the
You're
only.
a good target.
But I didn't think the age demographic was. I thought they'd be looking at the older people for that. But
Well,
I'm
I
just-
mean, but maybe what if they looked in like you don't look your age,
I guess. I don't know.
right?
Well, I said he's like,
if
how
he
old are you,
saw
sir?
me,
I
then,
did say my age.
yes, a weak little old man.
I did say my age to him because he asked. He's like, how old are you? I'm like, I'm 40. He's like, wow. He's like, how do I grow a beard? He did say, how do I grow a beard like
Told
that?
you.
And
Manscaped.
Then I was like, oh, I go. He
Remy's
kind
a
of
pro.
lubed me up with him.
Mark that for the.
So I was like, so I go, tell you what. I'm like, I'll Venmo or Zelle you $50 for this organization or something like that. He's like, well, how about you just do one of the magazines then? And one magazine is.
well, because the organization is fake.
He's like,
I,
well,
mean, I also
was-
need your
I was-
credit card number.
Yeah.
That's like really the overall point of this. I just want that.
And, and
We're
then,
kind of dancing around it.
and then he said, one magazine blah, 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 is 107. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, okay. I'll do
Wow,
one
the
magazine.
deal was really the 9 because it was 800 and something for 9. I feel
Yeah.
like that's the deal. Take the 9.
Remy, look up on your phone how much a magazine subscription is currently. I'm like, I have no idea.
They gotta be
like
they gotta be so low. Like there's
know.
no
It
way.
made me feel
You
shitty.
still gotta
So-
pay. You still gotta pay for the postage, right?
I don't know.
yeah.
Who the fuck subscribes to magazines?
Yeah. So he's like, well, the thing is, we don't take personal checks, but we can do a credit card or Zelle or Cash App. I'm like, I'll Cash App you. I'm like, he's like, here you go. And the thing is like, It's like Darius Johnson 3 is his Cash App. So it's not the organization. I'm like, so I saw that. I was like, okay. And I did it. And then he's like, and then he was trying to sweep me up some more after I did it. And then he's like, so he's like, where's your studio at? And he's like, you got a business card? I'm like, okay, maybe I can actually get this guy in still to get his kids and get my money back for 1 month of teaching his kids. So
hold on. The fact that you still thought that there was a chance that maybe, first of all, for sure, those kids on the picture of those kids are not his, right? Like it's just some picture.
I mean,
I don't
know if he sees them, but maybe I don't know.
Well, who knows if they are or not? I'm just saying they all have. Like they were trained by some other guy about this is how you scam people, and then you use the kids. They go through this, a whole script of things to make the people feel bad.
They do have.
So they give you your money.
I don't want to know.
I think they try to teach you the outs, right?
All right, so I found it right here. The average cost of online magazine subscriptions is between $10 to $20 a month.
That's online.
Yeah. Remy, I need actual physical magazines sent to you. Sailboat magazine.
I think it's about the same.
Sailboats? Okay.
I think it's about the same because I've got one. Andrea's in the chat room. She can help us. I've got one for Maisie. She's got like Nat Geo Kids or something. And I want to say that's like $9. And then she has highlights. And I think that's 15.
Okay,
like real paper magazines.
A month.
A month?
A month.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
it's about right.
150.
Which still seems pretty expensive. But anyway, so then I started, after he left, I gave him the business card and the flyer for the kids. He left. I went immediately on Lake Eola Heights Facebook page, and I was like, hey, there's this guy coming on. He does this. He's this. I'm like, is this a scam? Have you guys done this before? And then 3 or 4 people wrote back. They're like, don't talk to him. Scam. He's like, I ordered 4 magazines for myself last year, and they never arrived.
I did that too. Okay, I was going to wait till the end of your story. I don't think I've ever talked about this. When I lived at the first studio house, down the road, right by Park Ave CDs.
Yeah.
Kid came around before the original, Raccoon in the Box, which is very much similar to this. Same kid, same sort of scam. And I believe he got me and Andrea at the same time. At the same time, it was also the same time that AT&T Uverse was rolling out.
Right.
So what was that, like 15 years ago, something like that?
Okay.
They got us both. But that one, we signed up for it. I think we got 2 magazines. They never came. Never came.
So then I thought to myself, you know what? It's probably a good thing I did. Well, unless he's using it for
not a week.
Andrea's
saying I'm an idiot. Sorry. They're about $35 a month. Or
What?
a month. A year. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
So,
That's how bad I am at.
So if he really
finances.
was hard off and he needed it more than me, if he uses it for a good thing, if he uses it for drugs and fucked up shit, I'm pissed off. But if he needs it to live and survive, I don't feel bad about it because I helped somebody out that just needed money or something.
See, I always feel better if I'm like, and I don't really do it anymore, but if I've ever given money in traffic, I go the opposite, where I'm like, I hope that guy got a cold beer.
Yeah,
Or I'm like, I hope that guy got like a fix of heroin that blew his mind and he shit his pants so hard.
I hope he does have kids and he actually does get something.
Well,
for
I don't
his
think he
kids or
does, so I hope he had a cold beer.
You know what's better than food? Heroin.
Yeah.
I'm just telling
You know who told me that? Heroin addict.
Yeah. That is a fact. Also, Crystal tells me all the time, she's like, don't give this guy money or whatever he's going to buy, drugs or alcohol. I'm like, good for him. Like, I'm giving him money because it makes me feel better to give someone money that down
It
on their
also
luck.
gets him out of our face, or
Well,
there's other.
not $100 something. No, I would have gave him $20.
No, but the subscription. I can make the argument that you actually enabled this guy to scam other people, which is actually a bad move. You can look at it as the fact that because if you said no and get out of here, that could have been the breaking point where he's like, well, screw this, I'm done with it. But the fact that you gave him hope that he could get the money from the next guy.
You kept it going, which I like that you did that.
And now we're putting this in the bad category because
it's a double back.
It's a story. Good.
It's a double back.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the stories. That
Okay,
counts
it was
as
a
good.
story.
Yeah.
You enabled a scam artist. It was just basically.
Yeah, you kept him going. You wind him up.
If you were begging for money, and gave it to him, then that's one thing. But the fact that you should have told him, like, I know this is fake. I'm giving you money because just to get out of here. That's different. The fact that you believed that somehow that the subscription was real.
There was a part of me that did think it was real. Like a little part of me. I was like,
I mean,
maybe.
I guess it could have been. I mean, the chances are no, but there is a possibility.
Listen, I've had bizarre things that I would bet my life that would never happen. Like,
And they happen.
I had this neighbor in Deltona, and it seemed like that she got heavy into drugs, and then she was selling drugs as a whole thing, right? and the radio listener and stuff. Then she was like mowing my lawn at night and stuff, and then coming to the next day and like, hey, they didn't have power or water for a while.
It got real sad.
It was an unfortunate situation.
Yeah, it got real sad, right?
So one day, I've said the story before, she borrowed $20 because she's like, can I get $20 to float me, whatever, I'll pay you back. And I was like, okay.
I always like, whenever
neighbor.
they say float me, I'm like, what do you float me? You mean you're everything.
And I gave her the $20, and Chris was like, oh, now she's going to never stop asking you, whatever. And I'm like, whatever.
Or you'll never see her again because she doesn't want to have it there.
Right.
True.
That's the old Bronx Tale thing.
Like 4 days later, she knocked on the door and repaid my $20. I couldn't find it. Fucking,
no shit.
Yeah,
it blew my goddamn
we couldn't
shoes
believe it.
off.
We still can't believe it because it's the only time it's ever happened.
I was like, how? And then I saw like the Volusia County drug enforcement kick the door down.
They bust the door down good.
Yeah. Then like there was something where
don't forget, I gave you that 20.
her husband tried to run her over. This whole thing. Like,
he tried to run her down.
But anyway,
I've always wanted to try and run someone down.
She paid it back. God. Some things, like miracles happen.
I've always wanted to run someone down.
Yeah. Like what if
like somebody like that did something bad to me, and then I'm in the car and I'm like, they're running from me, and they have no way out.
So should I drive around the neighborhood? Because he's probably out doing it today too. He said he's gonna be in the neighborhood. Oh, he did say honk at me if you see me in the neighborhood.
Oh,
so I kind of want to drive around the neighborhood and.
What are you gonna like?
No, and be like, hey, I know it's bullshit, but.
Put your window
Buy your
down
kids
and tell him to come get in your car.
And take him to the dojo?
Yeah. What if you started teaching him karate?
Yeah.
So with this gentleman, does he have like a sign on his bag that says "honk if you see me" or not?
No, he
at all?
told him that. He told him
Well,
that.
he told me to.
I always have this idea that if some car was running me down from behind, that I
You'd
could
be able to get out of the way.
Well, I could juke them
Lay
like
flat?
a bull. No, like
you lay flat and go right over you.
where right when I feel the car about to hit me, I juke one way and then jump the other. So just like a bull, right? Like
exactly.
Anyway, all right, Seth, you got to get out of here, right?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh,
I got a lot of work to do.
Oh man,
I'm sorry.
Good
so
seeing you, buddy.
we'll be back. We'll do some email, voicemail.
Yeah, we got email, voicemail. Might dip into some dump out. The name of the band is The Drowns. The name of the song is The Lost Boys of Suburbia. We'll be back with more A Mediocre Time momentarily. 1-844-TOMNDAN. Show at tomandan.com if you got an email, because I'm reading them today.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Squirt. Squirt who? Squirt is P. You dumb rednecks.
Right about now, you are listening to the incredible
A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan, who kindly at Squirt is P.
Today I laugh at whatever said. Cause in the past I was left for dead. They were wiping out the path I was yet to tread. If I'm in beef, don't worry your little precious head. And if you request backup, I have to decline. No one had my back, it would shatter your spine. I don't have a light, I ain't grabbing a pint. Staying sober so I keep track of my lies. Here's a wiretap to the back of my mind. I just mind the gap when the panic arrives. Avoid matters if they don't matter to mine. Is that a crime? Why is this so? Why? Greetings with pride, I've tragic goodbyes. If I don't feel alive, I don't give a damn if he dies. In fact, look into his eyes for vanishing light. Oh, that's kinda dark. Why is this so? Laugh at trauma. Part personality, part disorder. Too much time out in the darkest corner. That's all I thought of. Why is this all you know? I don't know, that's just all I thought of.
Pretty, right?
I just got very emotional with this song now.
Yo, wake up.
What are the chances that Manscaped sent us the package when we were doing the
started
show?
talking. It came
Yeah,
in as we
yeah,
were talking
yeah.
about it. I know.
So thanks to Manscaped for sending us an entire small refrigerator box of products.
It weighs about 100 pounds, and we have more trimmers. And
Look at this. That's a good Valentine's Day gift, right?
Yeah.
That's a solid go right there, man. And
Good
that's
trimmer
the
package.
That's kind of the one that we're kind of showcasing right now. The Lawnmower 4.0. Which pretty much you can use it everywhere. I'm going to, showcase on the neither areas.
Yeah. That's
Can't
awesome.
wait to have
Again,
something a little bit better. I've had something that's been good, but not this good. This is good.
Promo code Tom and Dan.
There you go. A&D.
Before we go into some voicemails and emails,
Yes, sir.
you want to hear about my Super Bowl prop bets?
I do want to hear a little bit about that.
Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's
so
do it.
Remy was talking to me during the break, and he said he wants to bet on the Super Bowl.
Okay.
Of course,
It can make it more exciting, Remy.
Yeah, because what I want to do is I want to drop $50 on a parlay bet, just to guess the very first commercial that's gonna be aired during the Super Bowl.
Okay, I'm sure that's on there, right?
Yes, it is. I happen to know it too off the top of my head because I've been looking at these things
Yeah.
every night.
I
and there's
figured
so many.
Well, I mean, and a lot of people I know will say like, "Oh, Tom." No, I mean, like when you go there, I'm dabbling back in. I'm inching my way back in there too because I would like to learn in a very small way how to bet on baseball, and baseball will be here anytime soon.
It's a whole different game.
Yeah,
baseball.
it's coming around. It's coming around. So I reactivated everything, and just to come to your defense, when you log in, it loads everything up. Like they want you to bet, so they just throw it up there.
There are thousands of props, and a lot of them you can't bet that much, but 99% of our audience are putting down, what are they betting the most? Like, I've got probably $600 total on all these. I mean, and there's some bets that I'm doing. Like, I got in early. I bet the under when it was 49.5. So but that's when it first came out. So what would you tell a guy like Remy that wants to throw $50 at just a few parlay or few prop bets? Stay away from the parlays.
That's what I thought he was gonna say, because I've said that before. It sounds like you're getting your terminology ahead of what you need to do.
Because the parlays are a sucker bet because the odds are horrible, but everybody wants to do that because they want to turn their $50 into $280 or whatever, and that's the only way they can with stringing together a bunch of parlays. But my whole logic of it is, isn't it better just to come out a winner than have some long shot bet that statistically you're probably going to lose? Like, you're going to have a better time at the end of the Super Bowl if you look at your account and you're like, oh, okay, even if you broke even, better than losing.
So what would you do if you were Remy?
Well, okay, speaking of the first commercial bet, which is a horrible bet, because the odds...
You're making him feel good.
It's one of these bets that are... it's a fixed bet. There are people that know about them, similar to what I was talking to earlier about the national anthem and the length of it. Although I do have something to say about that. But the first commercial being played, there are producers that know the answer to this. And if you look, I know on Bovada, I don't look at all the books. I've got 5 different ones, but on this one,
Hello.
What? How you doing, sir?
I can't hear you. Is Daniel there?
This is him.
Hey, Daniel, it's Billy trying to reach you back from your email a couple days ago.
Billy the phone freak. Billy, we're broadcasting right now. I have to call you back later.
Hold on,
that's what I thought. I saw.
Yeah, we're on the air. This is Billy the phone freak. Anybody ever listen to Ron and Ron? This is Billy the phone freak.
Nice.
He's worked with the Monsters. He's worked with the biggest names in broadcasting. He's a broadcaster himself. He also, don't you do real estate now?
Oh, yes, I'm a realtor. I do stuff in Tampa Bay and Orlando as well. So
Yeah, that's Tom. That was Tom that was talking to you.
Billy, real quick, I don't know if you want to talk on the air or not, but...
Billy always hated being on the air. I'm just going to let you know that. That's not where he shines.
It's Daniel's fault. He put you up there.
This is my fault. I put it up there because I didn't know. I kind of figured it was Billy, and he's been calling. I didn't want to miss him.
Billy, how'd you get into the getting interview game, or getting interviews for radio shows or people? How the hell did you get into that?
Well, I guess it was starting off as a contest winner during my teen years, becoming friends with many of the radio personalities, including Ron Diaz. So actually, Ron Diaz and I were on the phone the night that John Lennon died, and I passed that information on to him, and one many stories from those early days. And then when Ron and Ron were put together, again, I was able to reach out to different celebrities because I, as a teenager, had the odd hobby of trying to collect famous people's phone numbers.
And he did. So it wasn't just an odd hobby. He tried to. He did. I mean, Billy has been photographed. I'll say acquaintance because I don't know you that well, Billy, but I'll say that as you are my buddy that has been photographed with more celebrities than anybody I've ever seen. At this point, it would be thousands, right?
A significant amount, and many others that I've certainly spoken to on the phone or interviewed or myself as well. So
yeah. Billy's he's that guy.
But my question is, Billy, like the way I've been doing this for 20 years, let's say, almost, and the way I've seen it is all the interviews that come through, like any radio station or podcast, the way we do it, it usually comes from a publicist, and it's because that person is promoting either an event in town, a
CD,
book. They're promoting something. So then
a CD, showing my age.
And then the big celebrities, that all comes through. They basically do a press junket where they sit down somewhere in some like satellite facility or whatever, and then they're given and then they're not even doing it, but their publicists and their managers, they just go through
the
from
boring talking points,
East
and
Coast to West Coast, and they hit every major market, and then you do the same interview over and over. Like, it never is reaching out to that celebrity asking to do an interview.
They're reaching out to you.
They have a purpose when it comes to doing interviews, especially big celebrities. So have you gotten into that system, or have you been able to buck the system and go to them directly? Like, that's what I find fascinating.
Well, I mean, there are some celebrities that are friends of mine that I can reach out directly when they have things going on. I mean, Rob Zander from Cheap Trick. I mean, he's friend, and he married our friend Pam Stein, who was a playmate from Tampa Bay, and so we've been friends for 25 plus years.
Yeah, it's a long time that he's known these guys.
So then you just reach out to them and be like, "Hey, do you want to do an interview at this radio show? I can facilitate that," and they'll just do it that way.
Well, sure. Or again, I mean, like I said, Larry the Cable Guy started. Our friend started on the Ron and Ron show, but of course, became a big follower. Had a big following there on radio, on JR and some of the other shows he was on in Orlando.
Yeah.
But now since Larry or Dan has become so big, I could reach out to him directly. But most of the time, I'll still go through his manager Maggie and coordinate stuff through her, because he's just so busy,
Yeah, it's also probably a respectful thing too. And I think did Larry?
I mean, that seemed too big. He's like he can't do any radio interviews. Like Larry the Cable Guy is like too big to do this shit.
I don't know. Is he too big to do interviews now, Billy?
No, he's not too big. No, he's. I had him do 4 interviews for the show that he did just a few weeks ago.
So
weeks ago.
It's worth the ask. I mean, that just proves to you it's just worth asking about it, because, by the way, Nikki Glazer was just we asked about it.
Well, I mean, case in point, I mean, Dan is sold out his shows in Clearwater and Orlando at the Hard Rock the Hard Rock Live.
Yeah.
But Dan is still so humble with all the friends that he has here in Central Florida that he's had the same cell phone number for 20 years because he doesn't want to lose the connection that he has with his buddies.
Yeah, he's an interesting cat, man. That guy's so nice.
I'm just surprised.
He was a DIZ guy, right? He started DIZ and then JRR.
He did, yeah.
Well, Ron and Ron started on DIZ, and then when with under Bud Paxton's ownership, then when they did the syndication, then it became JR. The Ron and Ron, because JRR started with Ron and Ron as the first morning show on JRR.
Yeah. Well, by the way, we're talking to Billy the Phone Freak. We didn't know we were going to do this, but it's our friend Billy that I haven't talked to. Man, I haven't talked to you honestly in 15 years, and I'm sorry that this was the only way to contact me phone wise. But I'll throw my cell phone in an email to you. That way we can.
Daniel could have given your. I mean,
I thought I did.
Billy the Phone Freak has Larry the Cable Guy's number. He's got.
Well, I'm a private person.
I like how Daniel gives you the show number.
I'm a big celebrity.
Like the number that we promote to listeners.
I don't think I did.
And
No, you did. I have the cell numbers for all of our other radio friends here in Central Florida, but Daniels has eluded me for some time.
I'll give you mine. I'll give you my number. I'm sorry.
Too big for Billy the Phone Freak?
I am a big celebrity in Orlando.
Well, yeah. I mean, Larry the Cable Guy.
I'm very large.
He knows Mike Tyson.
I'm the smaller, weaker Larry the Cable Guy. A little bit weaker.
Sorry to.
Well, you're on your way up. Let's put it that way.
Yes, yes, exactly. Well, Billy, I'll call you.
You're doing your humble beginnings in Central Florida, then obviously we'll look forward to your 6 million plus.
Yeah. I'm going to break out at 46. I'm just starting my career. I'm just starting. Well, I'll call you. Maybe maybe not this afternoon, but maybe Monday. Is that cool?
Oh, sure, yes.
Okay.
Oh, he's too good to call you back.
Well, I got a family. I got stuff I want to do. I got some hobbies.
Billy, I see him sitting in here after drinking. He doesn't.
I'll just be sitting and drinking.
Yeah, he's not doing nothing.
Doing nothing.
His family, Maisie's dancing till 8:30 at night.
What do you expect for me to do? When she's dancing at 8:30, I have to sit around and drink.
Well, I'm saying you got plenty of time to call Billy. You don't have to wait till Monday.
I'll call you after my. I'll call you Monday.
Okay, well, that'd be fine. Yeah, and it's nice to hear that nothing has changed over the years.
I'll talk to you soon, man. Be good, Billy. Okay, that's
wow, Billy the Freak on the phone.
Billy
Dang.
the phone freak.
He knows a lot of people from.
But I like
Cheap
Billy.
Trick and
I like
stuff.
you just calling him Billy the Freak, and he knows a lot of people from. What did you
It's
say?
actually
Call him?
harder the way
Cheap
you
Trick.
said it.
Cheap Trick. Yeah, I like just calling him Billy the Freak.
Anyway, avocados from Mexico is the first commercial. That's what the bet is on at least Bovada. And going back to my point, the fact that people are, you could tell almost like what the right answer is because the juice keeps, the odds keep getting bet up on one side or the other. So as you check it, you see that yes, avocados from Mexico will be the first commercial run. Is the odds keep getting more like 160
So
minus
the more it
165?
tightens up, the more you know.
That's
Is it
the
embarrassing?
theory.
Can they create a different way to talk about betting where you don't have to sound stupid when you say things like the juice and stuff? Can they just use normal terms to not make it
The
sound
odds.
Well, because like the juice, and I'm not making fun of it. I'm
Right.
just saying that I think that more people would be on board with gambling if they'd like take some of the slang and make it sound less like gross. Like when you say stuff like that.
How gross though?
Well, no, it sounds illegal. It's like my point. My point is like when you talk, when you use slang like that, with like it's like again with medical marijuana. If you're gonna call it grass, or if you're gonna call it like the devil's lettuce, it
Icky,
sounds
sticky. I mean, that's another term for it too. So
it sounds bad. Do you see what I'm saying?
So I do. It's just these are the terms of the industry.
But they can't change it. Why? What's
Yeah,
the difference in saying like? The
Yeah.
odds, the
You
juice,
can say, yeah,
the
yeah.
juice is the
Yeah.
odds.
No,
why not
I
just say
shouldn't
the,
have said that.
Not you. No, I'm
No.
saying like everybody in gambling world. Why not just if you want to make it mainstream? Do mainstream people say the juice?
Well, the juice is technically, I think, the interest. If you owe a bookie or whatever, like the interest compounds, is
Gotcha.
the odds. Anyway, what I'm saying is these predetermined. Like people know what's going to happen. Like people know what the first commercial is going to be. It's already in the production script, the way they run.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's already set. So chances are when you see those and you see like it's really the odds are really high on the yes that's probably what it's going to be.
Right.
Same thing with the national anthem bet. Although I got an email from a BDM that said that he put up this TikTok video talking about the last, I don't know, dozen or so national anthem singers. Like you could tell if they're going to go over or under by their race. And all the white singers have gone under and the black singers gone over.
Wow, I mean, culturally, you could make an argument that stylistically, R&B music lends itself to more runs than traditional rock and roll and or country.
Yeah, I think
so. That's a pretty decent bet.
Although it's counter, it's against my theory of you could tell which one's the right answer by looking at the odds of the bet.
Well, Chris Stapleton though is a very soulful white singer, right? He can do runs, so he's not the type of white singer that can't. He can sing like a black singer is my point.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. So
it's minus 165 at least on Bovada right now. That the over of 2 minutes.
I still
7
don't
seconds.
think he's gonna go over. I don't see him like.
Well, it's plus money on the under. So if you think he's gonna go under, although like I said, it has gone up steadily. So that tells me that people know.
Yeah. Have we seen him do it before? Has anybody done that research? Because I haven't even done the research, but I would imagine. Has he done it with a band? Has he done it solo?
You wouldn't believe, like within the gambling community, like people deep dive this shit. There's Reddit pages, like there are people that have like gone back and
that's the most popular one, right? The national anthem one.
That's the most popular one in the media.
Yeah.
Although
I like that one.
Again, they don't. I'm not even touching that because of this BDM and his whole theory about the white and black. So based on that theory, he should go under. But all the money is coming on the over. I like these bets.
Okay, give me the ones you like.
Okay, this is a Andy Reid special, and I've talked about this a little bit, but will the words burger or cheeseburger be said by Andy Reid during the post-game interview of the Super Bowl? I'm betting no at minus 210. Okay,
there you go.
I don't think, even though this whole cheeseburger thing with Andy Reid,
I'm going to be a lot. It's chummed up a little bit, right?
I'm going off of logic. So first, if they lose, He ain't gonna say it, right? Because like
and there's a good possibility they lose.
Well, it's based on the spread.
Yeah.
It's, Eagles -1.5 right now. It hasn't changed in a while, so it's pretty much a toss up, right?
You writing this down, Remy?
I got it.
Okay.
I'm writing down for you guys.
This is the stuff you wanted to bet your 50, so listen to him.
Oh, I'm listening.
And I think even if they win, I don't think he says cheeseburger in the post game interview. I just don't think he says it.
I mean, like, he's not a fool. You know what I mean? Like, he knows that this is going on, right, or no?
They put they ask him they've asked him in the interviews, like, what's your favorite cheeseburger? And they ask him a bunch about food, and they ask him about their favorite rappers.
God damn, that's mean. I mean, the rapper thing's okay, but the food thing, you're just doing that because I'm fat, right?
You're just pushing it to that limit. You're like, what are you eating now? We eat some cheeseburgers. You got tacos. What's next on the list?
Another thing this is a direct result of the fact that they do this all the time is, will they show the Andy Reid punt, pass, and kick competition?
I remember you talking about this.
Will they show a photo of that during the broadcast of the Super Bowl? And I'm betting no at -135.
Okay.
Just because, and this is my logic with this, it's been fucked out. Like, they've done this so many times.
Yeah. Every year they show it.
And I did some research to see if they've done this in the past, because the Chiefs have been in the Super Bowl. This is the third time now. And at least with Mahomes. And I'm like, for sure they've maybe done it one of those 2 times prior.
I can't remember, but I do remember them doing it where Andrea and I were watching it together at the house. And I think it was a Super Bowl.
They
and
did
we
it in
like,
the playoffs.
Oh, my God.
And I think, like, we're talking about the biggest TV production in the United States, right? The most viewed TV thing that the United States has to offer.
Yeah.
And I feel like the production team takes that very serious, and I think that they would, because it's been done so much, that they're not going to do it.
We can be more creative.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And plus, the game is so serious, and there's so much to put in there, and every second is so valuable that I don't know.
Is there a DeMar Hamlin tribute bet?
No, I couldn't find
any of that. Are they going to do because they do a lot of that sort of stuff, right?
You could read through for days about these different prop bets. I like the ones that I like the negative money, or the betting on the favorite, because the public wants to bet the underdogs, right? I like the will there be a touchback on the opening kickoff. Last year, I bet against this because they use a novelty football. They use a ceremonial football for the kickoff.
Really?
In every game, yeah. And it's a weirdo ball.
Why do they have to do that?
They do it for every Super Bowl because I guess it goes to the Hall of Fame.
It's like a game used ball.
Yeah, and or the opening kickoff of every Super Bowl has and it's got the emblem of this year's
all
Super Bowl.
Embossed and,
And I bet that there will be no touchback last year because there were a bunch of people saying that since it's a weird ball that they can't kick it as far. But my theory being that no one's going to let there be a run back in the opening kickoff of the game, because imagine how deflating that would be if somehow a player ends up running back for a touchdown and now you're down 7. Like, no coach wants that to happen. So I imagine the kickers are practicing kicking these weird balls, right? Like, they have infinite resources.
Do they get them ahead of time?
I'm
Does
sure
anybody know?
They get something like it. These kickers know they have to kick
Give
this
me
weird ball.
last year's version, right?
Exactly. And so I think they definitely do a touchback. That's -150. I like Jalen Hurts passing yards under 120 first half only, -115. And then I also like that there will be a roughing the passer penalty. That's a plus money, +125, only because of Mahomes and Jalen Hurts and the way they play. Leads to
they'll
sacks.
Be moving, they'll be holding, they'll be,
Well, sacks lead to roughing the passer,
Indeed.
right? So Eagles got a good pass rush. Also, so does Kansas City, and Jalen Hurts has been sacked so many times this year because of the way he plays, and he's mobile, and that lends people's adrenaline's up.
Yeah.
And then
I think that's a safe bet.
You hit the quarterback a little too hard. They protect Mahomes. I don't know. At +125, good odds. I put it more even money. I like those bets.
There you
anyway.
go.
It's a good bet.
Is that Remy?
Great.
What do you think?
I
That
like
help?
Yeah, it helped me
Did
a
it help a
lot.
little bit? All right.
All Remy heard, he's going to put some goddamn 5-team
No, I am not.
a bunch of
He's doing his
parlay
parlay.
bullshit.
He's gonna do his
But
parlay.
there's a question in the Twitch channel from Norm. He asked, "Is there a bet there will be any crypto ads this year?"
There are crypto bets, but it's all, will the price of Bitcoin go up during the Super Bowl? By the way, all those I would bet yes, because they put a bunch of crypto ads during the Super
Bowl.
Bowl.
People start buying.
And then,
that reflects the price.
Exactly. Like, it instantly would go up. Even the anticipation that it's going to go up will cause it to go up. But there's
just like any other market or anything else.
Yeah, you can go through tons of them.
Yeah, I'm excited about the Super Bowl. Not
Same
so much,
here.
Not at all really about, and this isn't a negative thing, not at all saying that I'm really not excited about halftime. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic because Rihanna is fantastic, but it's just not, you know what I mean? Like, it's not something I'm really into, but I'm into the game. I'm going to smoke me up a pork butt. You and I were talking about that this morning. I'm going to get the smoker out for this one and do it up right.
I feel like nowadays that it's virtually impossible to have a real stinker Super Bowl halftime show.
Yeah.
Like, they're putting...
She's, like, amazing. So, like, that's the thing, is that it's almost boring to me because I know it's going to be good. Like, Rihanna, Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, I'm trying to think of bigger bands, Foo Fighters, U2. You put all those in there, like, it's going to be fine. It's just not something that I'm into.
So I feel like social media has, like, taken away the ability for an artist not to care about something as much as, like, back in, let's say, 80s, 90s, like, if you...
to just go out there and not give a fuck and do, like, a shitty performance, and then have people...
Well, you were insulated, right?
Right. Well, people would still know it was a bad performance, but they couldn't get on their phone and instantly start telling everybody how drunk you were, or
so if you're,
you fell off the stage.
Yeah,
or,
you would read about it maybe, like in somewhere later, or see some broadcast, but you could basically hide yourself from it, or your entourage could shield you from any sort of bad press or whatever. And now, because of that instant feedback, like, you are afraid, and then you're going to work harder. I mean, because now these artists put their own money into these things.
Also, you'll take less chances.
Yeah.
I think. Though, that's the negative part, is that I feel like, because there's so much positive and real-time, reaction to stuff, to really take a chance or really do something that maybe you want to do that could, like, alienate some people. 50% of people would love it. 50% of people say this is the most avant-garde bullshit I've ever seen. You're just not going to do it. Because why even do that? Just give them the vanilla.
Although, when Beyonce, and there was all that controversy about like her dance, like, people didn't, a bunch of stuffy white people thought that it was too militant.
Oh, well, the girls were just in military outfits.
Yeah,
I mean, it was like, I think they were supposed to be like,
but it was they were
Black Panthers or something.
People were bitching that it was
that's racist.
Political.
Like,
they didn't want that or whatever.
Yeah.
So there's that. I feel that you could still do, because you're gonna get some publicity, and it's really a nothing.
She's
but it
also
can start
large
some
enough
shit.
to take the charge too. Like, she could take the chance.
But I'm saying, like, no one's gonna, like, let the Super Bowl plan everything and then pay for it, and then it could be shitty or perceived as shitty, and then you were like, well, they did it. I think remember when The Weeknd, he put in $1 million of his own money, and I think, like, all these artists are putting in their own money, making sure it's awesome.
They're ensuring that it looks great,
because it's going to directly reflect them. So it's almost guaranteed now to be a decent show. I mean, it's all subjective, but it's like, it's going to be an extravaganza.
I
right?
think after Janet Jackson, I think after everything that happened, I think after, like, microanalyzing it, I think it would be impossible for them to ever do anything that would be considered, quote, like, that everyone would say that was bad. That'll never happen again.
Yeah. Lackluster.
They'll never do that.
Or it looks like they don't try that hard.
Yeah. Now, Sam said that she's not here, but I'm going to do this in her stead. Since she's not here, I'll say it. She said that she does not think that Britney Spears will come out on stage with Rihanna, but, man, I'm telling you, if they really wanted to kill it, they would do that. That doesn't mean anything. I understand that. But I'm just saying that I wish in some way that they would think about these things and actually think about, like, actually trying to make a pop. And maybe they'll get that younger producer that will want to do that, right? Because it's all about who you have in charge pulling the strings. And we all know that the NFL is very conservative, and they lock everything down, and they know exactly what they want there. But man, it would be awesome if they brought Britney Spears out. That'd be amazing.
I would bet heavily against.
It's not
that.
going to happen.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying.
She's severely mentally ill.
I like to keep.
Have you seen Britney Spears? She is
there's no news.
insanely mentally ill.
There's new news about her, right? Like or something. Like something's popping off in Britney land.
First she took down her Twitter, then she took down her Instagram, then she brought them all back up again. So
I don't know any of that.
That's what's going on. But I have a feeling that during Rihanna's Super Bowl halftime show, I got a feeling that she may bring out Eminem to the halftime show.
She will not. I will bet against that as well.
He's saying no because he was there last year.
Yeah,
right?
Like I don't think there's ever been a back-to-back performer making an appearance.
First time for everything.
Yeah, I just don't. I'd bet against it.
Yeah. Well, we didn't do any voicemail email here, but we can take a break and come back and do voicemail email and dump them out.
Yes.
If you want to do that, that way we stay on schedule. You got your emails ready to
Got
go?
it right here.
All right. Remy's got his emails. We'll go voicemail email. When we return, we'll do mail on mail.
Oh, I also like there will be no onside kick. That's minus 275. Just because of what the hive mind bet this line to tells me that it will be a close game, and therefore, usually blowouts warrant onside kicks. I do not think there will be an onside kick, and therefore I like.
So you're thinking no blowout.
No blowout.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Close game.
The name of the band is The Speakeasy. The name of the song is Bright Side. We'll be back with more A Mediocre Time right after this.
Picked off the pieces that fell to the floor. Swear, not getting off this train. I kept my hopes up high, rehearsed my lines. I'm bent, but not broken. Can't walk the line, but I'm staying on track. Got my girl by my side, my friends have my back. It's been a fucked up year. I knew you'd still be here. Love is what keeps
You're listening to the industry leader, radio guys turned podcasters. And now the whole town is sucking our dicks.
Oh, yeah.
You're listening to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. Oh, yeah. Don't forget to lick our balls, bitch.
Wake yourself up. I'd listen back for hours. Disintegration by the cure. Lullaby of sickness sun. Soundtrack to my time on tour. When my job took a flight. Call my girls, start a fight. Did my best, Eddie Vedder. Then I buckled under pressure. Members come and members go. Town to town is all I know. Austin, Houston, El Paso. Adderall and espresso. How do you sleep at night? Trying as hard as I might. Did my best at Nintendo. Where the fuck did the time go? Throw your life away. Pick it up on another day. I can't hear you. Throw your life away. Pick it up on another day. I can't hear you. 'Cause I can't hear you. Wake yourself up. It's not what I intended. No holidays or wedding vows. Cousins turn to teenagers. Send me back if you know how. Skim through all that they write. You didn't have it tonight. Please them all you could never. Bet it sticks with you forever.
What's that kid's shirt say?
Baby, that band sucks.
Yeah, that band does suck. Can't swim in this.
Throw your life away. Pick it up on another day. I can't hear you. Throw your life away. Pick it up on another day. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. It's not so glamorous. See your life through a camera lens. Heading up, anyone impressed. Heading up till I'm laid to rest. It's not so glamorous. Looking back on the life I missed. Heading up on the years of stress. Always thought I was second best. I had to learn. I had to learn. I had to learn. And I had to. And after all these years, my blessing was actually a curse. And what is success other than a comparison? Me versus all y'all.
There it is. Welcome back to A Mediocre Time with Tom and Dan. I am Dan.
I'm Tom.
That was Can't Swim. The name of the song is Me versus all y'all.
Let's do some voicemail email.
All right. The little mail on mail. Let me get this going.
Hey guys, thanks for calling 1-800-HOT-DICK, the place to find real action with real men. To make it even better, we've got new low prices. So low, we're practically giving it away free.
If you are a man seeking a woman, press 1. If you are a woman seeking a man, press 2. If you are a man seeking a man, press 3.
Mail on mail.
Mail on Mail brought to you by thedangerbrain.com. If you're looking for a branding agency, use the branding agency that we have used for over 12 years now, and that's the Danger Brain. They'll help you with your business.
They will indeed.
They've helped many of our clients rebranding, or if you're starting a business, just talk to them.
Pyro Spot, Guardian, who else? The West End's using them now.
Yeah. The West End and Sanford in general are using the Danger Brain, but go and talk to them. They'll help you out.
I love they have some like really nice new like West End Trading Company logos that they've been kind of like leaking out there, and one of them has like I think it's like an alligator smoking a cigar, and I like that one a lot. I like that a lot. All right, you want to start? Let's start with a voicemail.
Okay.
I'll go into my voicemails here. Because the ones that are uncensored, we have a tendency to like skip those. Let's try this one right here. There you go.
Tom, Dan, Sam, BDM Mike.
BDM Coyote.
What is up with these car wash places having strobe lights and flashing lights? Tom, the one by us is right next to Rachel's. Is it maybe a spinoff? Are they trying to compete with Baywatch? Anyways,
Closed. Baywatch closed.
It did close.
They don't even have a competition anymore. What are you talking about?
BDM for life. Love you guys.
That's a good question. I think that. Oh, hold on, Remy. I got your mic off. Hold on a second.
Uh-oh.
There you go, buddy. There you go.
That is good. That's a good question. But here's the thing. Like, I've noticed that a lot lately going to these different car washes. But my favorite car wash to go to is Octopus on Mills and 50 area.
Yeah, Virginia and Mills.
The Virginia Mills, yeah. But the one that this BDM is talking about is... Yeah, I just don't get with the whole concept of having strobe lights and a freaking car wash.
I think I know. Like, I think I figured it out.
Ah.
Car washes are overly, like, expensive. Like, they're too expensive, right? And if you go through there, and if you get the platinum, right? If you go through, like, a big-name car wash and you say, give me the platinum, they have to do something to justify you being in there.
Money.
And it's $24, right? So you run the card, you go through. The way that they justify your $24 is when the foam's coming down and everything, there's nothing they can do because forever their model is always going to be foam and water, right? There's nothing, the bristles, the rags that like blah, blah.
Yeah.
So they put the strobe, when they do the hot wax, they put the orange light. When
To
they put the
add
cool,
to
yeah,
the experience?
they're adding to the experience. It's a simple thing that they do, right? So one... like fluorescent light that goes up in there. One light with a gel on it that makes your car look orange. So they say it's the wax lava, right? It's a lava wax.
Yeah.
Like
they're using lighting to
just
enhance
trick your
the
brain
thing.
into thinking that you're getting more, but you're not. It's the same old garbage, same old stuff. It's just a trick.
Odd that they use a strobe light though, because there are some people with epilepsy, and you
I heard
feel
that's
like
a
you
myth.
want to.
I think that's a myth with the
Is that a myth?
epilepsy people.
Hold on.
Yeah, we know someone with epilepsy.
Yeah, well,
Random carry.
I don't,
Next time he comes in here, I'll just hold a strobe light right in his face. I don't think anything will happen.
Wasn't there like some Japanese cartoon that was causing kids?
It was Pokemon.
And they'd give warnings out when they have like.
I think that's a
flashing
way to
lights.
build hype for your cartoon. I don't believe in any of that. Name one. Give me the name.
I don't know.
Give me the name of one kid that went to the hospital because he was watching Pokemon. The strobes went off, and he was like, ugh, and then he like freaked out and frothed and barfed everywhere. It doesn't happen.
It triggers.
I don't think it
I'll
happens.
tell you. I'll tell you one better. My friend.
I don't think it's real.
My friend Justin. He actually had one. He actually had a seizure by watching Dragon Ball Z. So
now you're lying.
I'm not lying. I am not lying.
I was about to get mad, and now I'm back to Remy's side.
Justin. Oh, so Justin.
It happened to Remy's friend, Dragon Ball Z. I believe
it
Remy.
was Justin.
I believe everything he says.
It was his friend's name wasn't Dragon Ball Z.
Did he? And what happened? He just triggered a seizure.
So his mom.
You're reading that off of a pad.
No,
Remy.
I am not. So his mom is she was a paramedic. She
of course,
she
it
passed
gets
away.
deeper.
But-
of course she's dead, so we
the-
can't ask her if it happened or not.
So this was during a hangout. Like me and my buddies were
Oh,
hanging
of
out
course,
with them.
now you were there. Oh, yeah, now next you were up on the 34th
Dan,
fourth
I was
floor.
there.
Yeah, next thing you were in the World Trade Center when it fell.
So we were watching Dragon Ball Z. It was at 2:00 in the morning during Toonami on Cartoon Network. And
I remember Toonami.
Please tell me you were like 38.
Hanging out, we eating some Totitos.
So was this when you were a kid?
Yeah, that's when we were a kid. Yeah.
Okay.
So
what did you think, you sicko?
Yeah, hold up.
No, I
he
just
thought
wouldn't.
you were. He thought this was like modern day Remy. You're hanging out for a hangout with Justin.
Do you still watch Dragon Ball Z?
Not anymore.
Oh, okay.
Not anymore.
He paused. He does. He watches it.
Ruined my point. All right, go ahead.
So during the hangout, we were just in his room watching Dragon Ball Z. We noticed that
Oh my
my
God!
friend.
Were you trying to suck his dick, dude?
I was not.
Okay. I'm just checking.
He
normally when I go to my friend's room and shut the door, it's like it's one thing only: finger time, blow time.
This was before OnlyFans, but anyway, he.
I don't know what that means.
So he was shaking, like really, like.
He's like, I'm so horny, bro. I'm shaking crazy. Suck my dick, man, while we're watching Toonami.
So he was shaking like really vigorously, and I had called his mom. His mom came in his room. He says, "Oh, we need."
What did you do? You're like, hey. He's thinking.
So she called 911. The ambulance came over to his place, and we took him to the hospital.
Oh my God!
And it was triggered by Dragon Ball Z.
Was triggered by Dragon Ball Z.
Did you finish watching the episode?
Of course I did.
Okay, that's a good.
And there's a warning on it says this may cause seizures. Same thing with these these video games.
Dude, were you like you're an idiot? The warning came on. You should have known.
I wonder why that happens.
I don't believe in it.
Well, I just heard from Remy.
I mean, I'm not even discounting it. It's a great story. I'm just saying I've never seen somebody do it, so I don't believe in it.
Well, I'm sure it's extremely rare, but the fact that they have the warnings tells me that it's possible. It's just probably super rare. Anyway.
How rare?
I mean,
can we duplicate it? Like, can we activate it? Could we, like we were talking about, would it be possible to like find somebody and then like shoot them with the strobe and then they start freaking out?
I don't think it happens 100% of the time.
I don't think it happens.
Randomly happens if you do have some disorder that could be, lend itself to seizures or whatever.
I don't know. Yeah, the chat room saying I have Miami Friends syndrome now, but my point is that like I understand Remy had a story, but I don't know anybody that had this happen. I don't know anybody other than Remy that's had this happen. I don't know anybody that's like, I think it was a thing that was invented, and yet could it possibly happen? And doctors say, yes, this could possibly happen. Yeah, plenty of things could possibly happen, but has it actually happened? And my guess is no, and that they found that out, and then they used that to hype the program by putting it. What hypes your program more to little kids, especially little boys, than putting a warning in front of it saying that if you watch this and you have epilepsy, you're going to have a seizure and die.
Well, they die. It's
or
just
whatever.
Like it could
you're going to be like, I'm going to watch
seizure.
it. It sounds more dangerous, right? It's like making it more dangerous.
I feel like along the same lines and logic that we have of why they put colorful lights and strobe lights in car wash, you could do other things to make it more entertaining, right?
The car wash? I mean, like you could hand me an iPod, or an iPad when that has like a movie that's currently in theaters, right?
No, well, that's too much. Everybody's got a phone, right? So, but I feel like what else could you put in there? Because you're right. They got the big spinner and they've got the things that go back and forth or whatever. I wonder if you could put like little hidden Easter eggs.
Like you're in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Well, I'm just saying.
You got to find all the Johnny Depps.
Like they hide little hidden Easter eggs in there, and then you could spot them, and then
I don't think most people pay attention.
Well, I'm just saying, it's just you're adding, because all they have is like you go pull up to it, and then you go through. Like you could do cheap little things that make it a little more valuable to the customer, especially for kids. Like you bring your kids through there. Look for the Pikachus around. You know what I'm saying? Like I can see myself telling my sons, like, hey, there's 5
some more
hidden
lights. Put more lights.
Well, they got the lights. I'm just saying, hide some things in there.
You got an email, Remy?
I do.
All right.
Now, this is part of the Super Bowl. So this is from Mr. J. It's BDMJ. Hello, all. So let's see if I understand this. Super Bowl squares in playing the lottery are bad bets and have horrible odds. However, betting on the length on the national anthem, who will come out with Rihanna at halftime, if the fatty coach will eat a cheeseburger, or if Patrick Mahomes' brother will twerk in booty shorts on TikTok during the Super Bowl. These are good bets with good odds and somehow fun.
God, I feel like this is you reading me an email.
I was reading.
You thought it was pretty
better than me. I'm surprised.
I allot myself $40 a week for lottery. I do not buy scratch offs. I play Pick 3, Pick 4, and Fantasy 5. In 2021, I spent $2,000 for the year.
Fantasy,
and won $47,600 for the year. In 2022, I spent $2,000 for the year and won $7,320 the year. I obviously kept track and document what I spend and what I win for the year. Not sure if Tom keeps track of his debts and credits for his gambling.
So this listener doesn't think he just thinks you just gamble wildly and you don't keep track of everything.
Well, I don't.
I thought you did.
No,
You
it's
told
too
me you
hard.
did.
No, I did a little bit.
You did
but-
last year because, like, last year you had a winning. Well, you
No,
considered
no,
it a
no.
winning year,
Yeah,
right?
But I didn't keep track of everything. First, this guy has no idea how math works. And what you're describing is impossible. So I'm calling you a liar.
Oh, yeah. Just like I
Because-
did with Remy in the
Take
story
care.
about tsunami.
Because what you are describing is mathematically impossible.
Yeah, can't happen.
You're saying you keep track of how much money you spent on the fucking lotto and then you're coming out ahead?
Yeah.
Impossible.
Okay.
Now, I do believe people win. Like, yes, people win the Powerball, but no matter the amount of money you spend on playing these fucking, like, pick 3 or pick 6
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever the hell,
It's
I'm
a
talking
waste.
state lottery, the odds are so against you that it is impossible to win long term. It's impossible to
It's
win
that
long
bad.
term betting the NFL unless you grind at it and you find minute tiny edges and you're super disciplined. And yes, the bets I'm describing are better odds than playing the fucking pick 6.
Hell yeah.
And that's statistics.
You hear that? Remy give you a hell yeah. He's on your
Although
team.
I do also understand that I'm not a mathematician and I'm not, but I understand the odds of, yes, because I'm telling you bets that we could somehow garner an edge off, like the national anthem length. You could do some research and look at prior
and figure
history.
it out.
With
I think
great-
you can get pretty close.
And then, like I even said, look where the money's going on. Look
Yeah.
where if the money's being bet on the over, most likely that's because someone
Yeah. He told
within
you.
Chris Stapleton's world
Yeah.
or that's seen him,
Yeah.
that's where that's probably going to be the right bet, right? So that is better odds. And every bet this guy mentioned are better odds than the pick 6 and the lottery.
Okay.
The lottery, I mean, you could look up the odds, but it's a 1 in 10 million or something. You know, it's like some insane.
Yeah.
You know,
it's bad.
And
no, when you look it up, it'll make you not want to play. Like if you go to the Florida website,
it's impossible.
Yeah, if you look at it, you're like, oh yeah, why was I doing that?
You know, I heard Neil deGrasse Tyson talk about like statistics and even though, like I said, I'm no mathematician and it's hard for me to understand.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get and I think I have a good grasp on if something's 1 in a million, what that means. It means 0. You know what I'm saying? Like because it's so small that it might as well be 0. But people can't comprehend it. Like my wife is like, yeah, but someone wins. But I'm like, yeah, but you don't understand because someone wins doesn't change anything.
Well, but
it's still 0.
A lot of people think that what you're saying though is like inherently negative because you're automatically discounting the 1% chance.
It's not even 1%.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, whatever.
It's
See, you're doing it right now.
0.001.
That's my point. That's
Yeah,
my point. Is you can't even get past
1% is 1 in 100.
You're doing it again.
Right.
You can't even get past the idea of there even being a chance. Like you're so wired to correct me. I said 1%. You're like no. It is not 1%, sir. It's like. Well, I understand that, but I'm like, for the sake of the argument, you don't even want to believe there's any chance. But unfortunately, you can't speak in actualities when there's still a chance.
Yes.
If there's still a chance, you can't say it's basically 0 because then that makes you sound like an idiot because it's not.
Well,
because if you're going to be logical, you can't pick and choose when you're going to be logical. It's either 0 or it's not 0. A real
understand.
logical person would be like, it's either 0. No, there is a chance. Yes, there's a chance.
I'm speaking in finalities because it's the only way to get my
I
point
understand.
across. Because
Right.
when you say there's a chance, then people get confused by that and think, oh, well, if there's a chance, but they don't understand their chance is 0.001% or whatever the hell. It's so goddamn small.
Most of the chat room
that it's
agrees with
0.
you. Most of the chat room says, I hate to say this, but Tom is right.
It's just math.
Dan is wrong. I mean, like, all I'm saying is that you can't speak in finalities if there's still a chance. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's
and
true.
If you guys say that's wrong, then that's fair.
You're right.
You can believe that, but I'm just saying I've never been the type of person where there's even a whiff of a chance where if you, well, I mean, I guess you can say that if you want to say that. And yes, you're going to most likely be right. But I don't like saying that because it like when you say it, it's a lie. It's not real.
Well, because it's also mathematically false to say 0 chance because that's false. There is
Right.
a 0.001%. I'm just saying that it is horrible odds that nobody should ever bet in. The lottery
That's fair.
is just a waste of money.
That's totally fair.
And the slot machines are a waste of money. Most every single bet at the casino is a waste of money. The best chance you have is playing blackjack, and that's if you play by the rules. And
Nobody
then
wants to do that.
you're giving yourself maybe a 50-50.
Yeah.
But
it's also not as much fun. It's not as much fun to play blackjack by the rules.
And by the way, I'm
It's not.
taking the fun away. All my goddamn Super Bowl props are not fun. Like, none of them are fun. But I will put money on that I will come out a winner off those bets.
There you go. Does that help at all?
Yeah, it does.
All right.
But here's the thing, though. Like, the only games you guys should be playing in like Vegas or any table game is going to be blackjack and poker, because you can win money when you're playing poker.
Goddamn, Remy's right.
He's right.
Because
he's absolutely right. The cards you can
this
actually
game
control
of skill.
things. Yes.
You're also playing against other players, not the house. The house is taking the
He
rate.
likes you, Remy.
He
likes you. It's like staring into a mirror.
Remy's a goddamn genius.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, like, at
Remy's
least when
right.
it comes to betting, he's not wasting his money.
Yeah.
It's nice. You know what? It's nice to get a smart person in here. Finally, and goddamn get Seth out of here.
I took it as an insult when Remy's wife is like, Tom, you're a lot like Remy.
No, you're a lot like Remy. I mean, a lot. Let's try this one.
Hey, gang, it's Zach from Ohio. Did you hear that an iPhone 1 unopened just sold for $30,000 at auction?
Holy crap.
Shit's fucked up.
Why is that shit fucked up? I mean, like, if you like something, it's no different than a classic car. You know,
Yeah, but iPhone 1?
Yeah, well, I mean, people collect technology just like a car is technology. You know, I mean, you know, a classic car serves you no purpose other than driving you somewhere, right?
Although an iPhone 1 doesn't seem that rare, even it's still in the box. Like, it seems like there are a lot of those in the box floating around, right?
I mean, in the box, like with its paperwork.
I mean, you may even have that somewhere in your closet.
No, I don't have. I have an original iPod. I have an original iPod, the gray screen.
The big gray one, about yay big?
Well, it was like, I don't know, about like, 6 inches tall or something, and it's got like the gray screen and the scroll wheel and that like definitive Apple font. You know, before they switched to the amazing Retina displays and the stuff that we have now, there was a definitive like sort of an Apple font that you got on all the Macintoshes. If you were like an early Macintosh guy. You know?
Yeah.
I wasn't. I had an Apple IIc when I was a kid. That's about as far as we went. The only reason I went the Apple route when I was a kid is because my mom was an educator, and Apple products were mostly in, we have an educator here. Apple products mostly in the schools at the time, not so much now. You know, you wouldn't find them in there now.
You would just think that, like, when the iPhone 1 first came out, there were so many mom and pop, like, people that owned, like, T-Mobiles and all these, like, small electronic stores.
Beavers and phones and,
and I'm saying,
chains
you would get shipments of them, and then throughout, like, the entire world, that there would be some people, some of those businesses that shut down and then like put their stuff in a storage unit or something. And there's probably like
new old stocks stashed away somewhere.
Just like piles of in the box iPhone 1s sitting there and being found at all times, right?
That's a good question.
Like, why was this one $33,000? Like, it can't be the only iPhone 1 in the box.
No.
There's got to be thousands and thousands of them.
Yeah, but even at thousands of thousands, what if it's still at 33? Because they're still, in the grand scheme of things, they're still rare. Now, why you would
That's
want
very
it,
rare. That's very rare.
Well, why you would want it, I don't know. You know,
I mean, like some old companies that I used to work for, we carried like old iPhones, old iPads, just to put our software program on that phone, on that iPad,
so you can see if it worked right.
Yeah. So we did it. We had a few that crashed on us, but like, here, take it apart. Let's see what.
Based on that, there's probably a market, but not for a 1 because that's too old.
Right.
You know, like if you had like a 14 or something like that, I can see there being a market for it because you're going to put your software on there and test it and make sure that you can, still do things. But yeah, like for a 1, it's virtually useless at this point for other than calls and possibly text messages. Your web surfing is going to be severely limited, I would imagine, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it may not even function based on the operating system just being so antiquated. I don't know.
Yeah, someone's buying that for a read. There's got to be more to the story. Like, this is.
But see, like one of the things that we do on the show, like we always underestimate the fanatics, and there are people that I know of online that will buy an iPhone 1 framed. Like an iPhone 1, like there's a company that takes iPhone 1s, like older ones, and then they'll disassemble it into a shadow box and then sell it to you like a piece of art.
Yeah.
You know,
That's cool.
Yeah,
I can
it is cool,
understand
but
that.
it's
pretty
like,
cool.
It's one of those things. It's like, why would you want that? You know, there's a market for almost everything.
Well, I just found out that I know we got his email right here, but do you guys see how much Kobe Bryant's jersey sold for at auction? His original Laker jersey that has a number 24 on it. It sold for $6.8 million at auction. So.
Yeah, I mean,
think it's worth it.
sports memorabilia
It's crazy.
It gets insane, especially like someone like Kobe Bryant because of his death and everything. I mean, it just rockets. Everything Kobe Bryant related after he passed just shot up probably 200, 1,000%.
I'm sort of surprised there hasn't been a market for, and maybe they just locked this down so it would never happen, but I'm surprised that there haven't been like Steve Jobs' original iPhone for sale or something, because that is his Laker jersey, right?
That's his.
Like if
that's
you
his
were
baby.
if you were a nerd and you were able to get a hold of his personal iPhone, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's his Laker jersey. Like that's the guy that basically, like you're right, Remy, to a point. I mean, it was the last product that Apple delivered with him at the helm that it revolutionized the world. Then since his passing, there's been a lot of criticism that the entire company and their vision, they've lost their way and they've fallen off. But if you could get a hold of his original iPhone 1.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be or maybe one of his turtlenecks or something.
Think about all the weird shit and the memorabilia that ultra millionaire billionaires have. Because I was listening to something on TikTok the other day that there's like a huge black market of Egyptian, ancient Egyptian mummies and sarcophaguses and
well said. I can't say that.
and then like stuff that they found
that
in the pyramids,
have,
and then like billionaires on the black market will buy, and they'll have.
Isn't Egypt the government trying to get it all back too? They're like, oh my god, these like historical artifacts you guys have.
But a lot of think about how much of this stuff is in just some billionaire sheik's goddamn living room in them glass boxes. I have King Tut's fucking
could be anything.
sarcophagus, and these people have unlimited money. Which is crazy to think of too. It's just when money is nothing, it's like you have infinite amounts of it. So then you could have the most crazy shit in your house. You probably don't even look at it.
What's the craziest shit you got in your house?
I have nothing. I have no memorabilia.
The craziest
hanging.
shit I have in my house is I have a piece of pigskin that has a tattoo of, it's a heart with like a dagger through it that Earl Funk did. And it's a piece of cured pigskin that has these meat hooks sort of in it, and it's pulling the skin
I've
apart.
seen that,
And then he cured it, and it's like tattooed pigskin cured being pulled by hooks. It's dope. It's so cool. But like that's the craziest thing I have. I don't have anything really of like great value.
Crystal brought out the Louis Armstrong thing.
Yeah!
Wow!
It's back.
I don't know why. I don't know
Why is
what
it
made
back?
her. I don't know. Like she got fed
inspired.
up.
Yeah,
I told her
I
to hide it in the closet.
She put it on the rower. Put it on the seat of the rower.
She brought it out. Then I saw it the other day. I was like, "Why is this thing out again?" I'm like,
Did
people
you
can't see this.
mention it to her? Where is it at?
Yeah.
Is it on the bar area again?
Oh, now she got empowered.
Put
by,
it in your bedroom.
So
your entire. Have you ever told anybody that your entire house is nothing but African American artifacts?
It's just in the dining room, and
the whole dining room. They call it the African American dining room.
And well, that's because her great grandmother painted these paintings, and they're up.
Oh, I thought she bought them. Did she paint those?
No, yeah,
that's impressive.
It's not impressive. It looks like a kid painted.
Here, let's try, stop it.
Right.
I don't think we have anything that crazy at our house. So I mean, not again.
No, you don't have any black art, traditional black art.
There's something crazy we have at our house.
Tom's house looks like OJ before he hid all the artifacts.
Oh boy!
Remember when he did that? He hid all the artifacts when they. Okay.
Hey guys, so yeah, not only do I baby talk the crap out of my dogs as much as I can, when I meet dogs in public with their wards, I say hello to the ward first because that's what people expect of you, and then I always address the dog like a normal person. I say, hello dog, how are you? Yeah, talking to dogs is great.
I do that too. I also will be like, hey, if I were meeting Tom and he had a dog, I'd be like, hey, Tom, nice to meet you. I'd be like, and who do we have here? I do that, and you'd be like, well, this is Charlie. And I'd be like, well, hello there, Mr. Charlie. just get you some scratchy.
But you're doing that for their owner.
No,
not for the
I'm
dog.
doing it for Charlie. I'm
Okay,
giving him the
that's the
scratches.
crazy part of it.
Dansby is out of his sleep, and he had to wear this outfit. Andrea was making him wear these like surgical pajamas to keep his balls, or as Maisie calls them, his brown balls, because they turn brown after the surgery.
Yeah. Because
It's trauma, bruise up. Yeah, he's got, and she's like, he's had brown balls, and I'm like, yes, he does. And they took off his surgery suit. He's running around crazy now. I can snuggle him good and talk to him. I'm so happy. It's the best. Remy, you got one more email.
I sure do. Got one right here. So this is coming from they did not leave a name, but the subject is ACT witness protection.
Okay.
This would get really weird.
Okay.
Hey guys, Sam, I was wondering, do you think people in the witness protection program who have children ever get to tell their kids the truth about their past? Can they take their kids to Disney or other popular places? Can the kids ever meet their grandparents?
No, they can't.
I mean,
they can't. I don't think you can do that.
There are certain rules, I'm sure, that they tell you to follow. As far as I don't think you could have any connection to your former life.
I think you draw a line, right? I think that's the whole idea of the contract is you're opting in, and that past is the past.
Yeah, and if your life is really in danger, although no one keeps secrets about anything, and that's why I don't really believe in most conspiracy theories, because I'm like, no one
gets out there.
Yeah, but no one can keep secrets. Like, people talk shit, and people get drunk. Like, people tell their families, people tell their spouses, people tell their kids, people tell their friends.
Yeah.
Like, that's how people have been caught for murders for years.
Like we had a listener earlier that his dad was in the Delta Force, and he was talking about his dad would come home and tell him everything. He's like, well, then everything's out there.
And also,
it's all out there.
Think about how many murders have been solved by inmates telling their other bunkmate, the people in the cell with them. They're telling people that are fucking criminals their goddamn secrets. Like, of all people to
you
tell,
gotta tell somebody.
You're sitting there. You're like, I'm gonna tell this other guy who's in jail with me my goddamn secrets.
I bet Let me tell you how I killed this guy.
Fully knowing that guy can narc on you to get a lesser sentence. Like, it's advantageous for that guy to tell your secrets for him, and they still tell because they can't keep a fucking secret.
I think that's a human characteristic, right? I think you want to tell people.
Yeah.
Because if it's a good thing, you want to tell people because it's a flex or a brag. If it's a bad thing, you want to tell people because you're clearing your conscience and getting it off your shoulders, right?
People just talk shit, and then you end up telling
people like talk. We're social animals, and I know that we don't like to think about that, but that plays, I think, a deep part into what we're doing.
You end up telling people shit you shouldn't have just in conversations by accident. Yeah, like you just get to that, and it comes up, and you're like, oh, but so I have my doubts about how secretive even people in the witness protection program are.
Yeah.
But maybe if their life is really in danger and they think they could be killed by whoever, that they wouldn't tell their kids.
Well, those are the ones we wouldn't know about, right?
Yeah.
Because there's probably different varying degrees. It's just like you could have a casual witness protection, right?
I feel like a lot of it is their life is not that much in danger, and it's like maybe they've they narked on someone that
we're doing this as protocol.
They threatened to kill them, and they're like, this person not gonna kill you.
But this person's locked up, or maybe you have a bad you're not really looking at the level of influence of the person who said they're going to kill you. I mean, they don't have the power they once had, maybe, right? But you still have to do it just in case.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a just-in-case scenario.
And then, there's certain things where if you do testify against someone, the government will use the witness protection as, we'll give you this if you give us this, even though, probably the likelihood of you getting murdered is pretty rare.
So here's a question. They say right here in the email, can they take their kids to Disney or popular places? So
no,
can they take them to Disney or Universal?
I don't know the rules. I think you could live your life as normal. It's just you're having a new identity. So you can go going to Disney is not going to tip the fucking mobsters that want to kill you off. You know, like they don't have access.
Ah, shit! Look who's at Disney today.
I think you can live your life. The whole thing is like you can't go back and start contacting your friends and family that you left or whatever. But you can go to the water park. What does that matter?
I mean, what would you be?
But here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. Like they have you scan your thumb. They have you scan your fingers through the through the turnstile. So if they see your fingerprint, they could pull you up on like FBI or whatever. Like,
no. The FBI's already taken care of that, right? Like, I would hope that the FBI put your new identity into the system.
Also, the Disney fingerprint stand is not linked to the FBI.
Yeah, I don't think it is. Well, it's their own.
It's their own. Yeah. Well, what was your question?
No, I was gonna say, what would you want it like? Right now, you are a podcaster. You work at a certain theme park.
A certain theme park, yeah.
Yeah, and you said you don't like it at all, and he was just trashing it. Oh my God, if Sam were here, this guy. I'm serious. You were saying he hates it. Yeah, I won't say which one. He was just saying how much he hates it. But my point is, what would you want to do? So you're relocating. Give me your new name and your new occupation.
My name is Jon Bendova, and
my
new occupation is gonna have my own restaurant. It's gonna be called the Round Table. That's it.
Yeah, Bendover's Round Table. Come on over too.
You were able to create a whole new fantasy
Jonathan
life.
Bendover. Yeah, under the name Jonathan Bendover.
And Daniel didn't give you any stipulations. You're allowed to create a new fantasy life.
Anything you want.
And in your fantasy life, you're allowed anything.
Jonathan Bendover.
And you work at a restaurant called the Round Table, which happens to be similar to your
podcast
podcast name. All right.
Yep.
If I were
close enough.
If I were the Goombas in charge of killing you, I would literally.
There he is.
Get him.
No, I would take the weekend off.
Bendover's Round Table. We're gonna shoot him in the parking lot.
No.
All right.
I'm gonna shoot the place up.
So
he's got a gun.
That's our line. Remember.
Semantics. I don't know if they're doing a new episode this weekend because they probably
leave him alone.
Good luck to Travis and Serge.
You get in there, you edit my podcast, you piece of shit.
But you could
leave
check out
Travis alone.
Semantics. Thanks to Remy, and you can check out his podcast, Remy's Round Table. Where all podcasts are heard, or is it hard to find?
No, it's easy to find. We're on Spotify, iHeartRadio. We're all over.
iHeart.
So,
yeah, they're on iHeart. We're not even on iHeart. Search for Jonathan Bendover's Round Table.
That's right.
Remember when we first tried to get on iHeart? They're like,
nope.
there's a whole process.
They're like, we can't do it. We're like, we absolutely can't do it. I'm like, well, Drew Garaba's on there, and he's Cox Media, you fucking idiots. I did say that, and they were like, well, we'll look into it.
Take us off. I don't even want to be on it. Anyway, that's fine. And we will see you on Monday's BDM show.
Yep. See you then.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Twitch.
See you.